Ladies and gentlemen, I'm on the wrong screen. And I am joined with the most fabulous of people, Nakamura RTS. We're going to be watching the end of this Age of Empires 1 shenanigans while we wait for the most epic of epic $10,000 tournaments. Red Bull Wololo, El Reynado. How you going, Naka?
Hi,
What's
Boit.
going on, my dude?
What's up? It's great to hang out with you again. We've not done this for a while. And hi to all the viewers as well, of course. Age of Empires 1 going on right now, yes indeed. We are a little bit early, you know, but one of the most important Age of Mythology matches of all time is about to happen after this best of 5 concludes here. So we've got a best of 5 coming on for the AOM finals at Red Bull Wololo, a $10,000 match again. You know, the qualifier was $10,000, but the finals is as well. It's crazy. So,
yeah,
Themista and Recon.
It's awesome. Like they've managed to put so much money into this just to like build this up for the start off, Naka. But two of the players have got through. We did the qualifiers. There's no surprise that Themista got through. Were you surprised to see Recon get through? And what are you expecting to see out of this match?
So there were rumors, and you know that Mysta and Recon were training hardcore, and given Recon's performance in AoE 4 and how new Retold feels in general, like, it's a different game, right? So to say that somebody new to the game would be able to compete with all the old school crew was a surprise maybe, but also not entirely unexpected. It's really cool though. And, you know, I was actually more surprised by Vortex than Recon, because at least Recon came in with all the pre-existing knowledge of what's this unit, what does that upgrade do. Vortex just learned it from the very get-go, and he still made top 4. Now that was incredible.
I mean, this guy, let's be completely honest. Vortex is one of those guys who he has proven that he can pick up and learn a new RTS game. And I know everyone likes to talk about how deep Age of Mythology is. It is an incredibly deep game. And I'm honestly surprised that nobody really took it to Vortex and played some like really kind of, I don't know, offbeat strategies to kind of take him out of his comfort zone. That didn't really end up happening. But, you know, this guy just, it's a testament to just the amount of, or the practice that he puts in and how well that works for him in learning those sorts of new games.
Absolutely right.
But yeah.
And you know, El Matador might be another guy that's gonna be like that shortly. We'll see. Yeah. He's also putting in the work. But today, it is Recon and Themista that matter the most. Not that the others don't, but these guys matter the most. And, you know, Themista hasn't dropped a single game the whole time. Recon has done. Could that be a continuing trend? I really hope not, Boyd, because I want to cast 5 games with you today.
Me too. Here's what I know. Here's what I know from the behind the scenes. We'll give you some behind the scenes information on what the practice situation was going. I don't actually know if I'm pretty sure Recon and Mysta stopped practicing after the qualifiers when they knew they were going to be playing against each other. So we don't know how far each of them has really kind of ascended to for this next sort of matchup. But during their sparring, Recon was like, he was losing most of the games. That's as far as, I don't know what most of the games means. I don't know if that means it's 55% of the games, 60%, 90%. I don't know, but most of the games. So Recon's got to go into this in the right headspace. Yes, Mysta is really good at the game, but he does have his weaknesses. Maybe we can jump into them. Things like we don't get to see him perform very much in the late game. He's much more of a strategic player, a micro and a multitasking kind of god. But that late game, so often did we see in the previous iteration of Age of Mythology, we saw Magic managing to take Mysta longer into the game. The longer the game kind of goes on, the better chance Themista had. Now, Recon might go for that strategy to try and steal some wins off of Themista, but these maps are all going to be very, very aggressive, I assume. Red Bull loves their aggressive maps. What do you reckon about that?
Right, so they did introduce some less aggressive maps, though, like Mirage, which is not even in the map pool, or Kerlaugar, which Also, he's actually pretty aggressive, as it turns out.
I think Kurlauger's very aggressive, yeah.
Yeah. You got just so much opportunity to mix the land army. But today, I mean, they've got the whole pick and ban process still, right? That's still in place.
Totally.
So it's very hard to predict what they'll actually go for. I do know that both of these guys were into Kurlauger. So that might be a bit of a surprise to see. And that's one you can only practice in customs. So they have some other partner, that's for sure.
Yeah, there's no like I think a lot of these I think that the customs are incredibly important for like fine-tuning strategies and trying to like work something out. But there is something to playing on the ladder that you don't really get in customs, which is players are playing for something. It might not be much with it's just virtual points, but players are playing for something. So they're going to be like maybe trying a little harder. Maybe that's irrelevant when you're a professional player. You're going for it 100% of the time, trying to improve. But you're also searching for things maybe a little bit more differently with a whole bunch of different styles coming at you. I remember listening to Magic talking about this, saying he kind of regrets that he wasn't able to play on ladder in the last couple of days leading into the qualifiers, because it would have given him a more varied opponent and maybe taken him more out of his comfort zone. But yeah, with Kurlauger, you don't get any of that. So it's all just your own theory crafting plus the theory crafting of your opponent who you're like sparring with, and kind of just hoping that you got it right in a way. Because it's meta, right? You can say that this is the meta all you like, but someone can come in 2 hours later with a new build or a new strategy and they can start taking you out.
Yeah, and especially in such a case where you don't get that practice, right? From the ladder. You don't get that large pool of players combining their brains into a network. That's basically how you form a meta, that you throw a lot of people at it with a lot of ideas, and ultimately you just reach some form of consensus by just sheer attempts.
Numbers. Yeah, it's just numbers. It's just like if you've got 100 players going at it versus 2 players going at it, you can only, like, doesn't matter how good you are, you can only form so many opinions or so many, so you can only get so far with 2 heads. And if 100 heads is better than 2, and that's the hive mind. And we actually kind of saw that in the weeks leading up to Red Bull, talking about how the meta on the ladder kind of developed. It went through this period of kind of like mass centaur, mass minotaur kind of Greek domination. And yes, there was a patch which kind of nerfed it, but we sort of started seeing players start getting into like a little bit more of the nuance. Like we're now starting to see Thor's dominance coming through. That Isis fast heroic has kind of been figured out after the kind of players that abused it so much. People are starting to go, you know what, we can maybe beat this in a way. And yeah, everything kind of just changes, and I wouldn't be surprised to see the current strongest strategies today being maybe not the strongest strategies in maybe just a week from now. So there's, even without a patch, these things just kind of change of their own accord.
Yeah, you know, and there's issues like the Atlanteans, where you actually have a live bug at the moment.
True.
Are they actually going to allow that today? Do you know?
Well, I've actually got no information on what patch they're playing in. We might be able to work it out off of the
just numbers,
the in-game stats, but my guess is we're probably going to be playing on the Red Bull branch. So for those of you who didn't know, when we did the qualifiers, it was all played on a server which was disconnected from the live server. So yeah, I think we might be seeing something like that come Red Bull or come this next match.
Yeah, because
I would assume they're not playing on the live branch for this.
Yeah, if they did, that would be maybe problematic, because the Poseidon secret upgrade from Feya hasn't been patched just yet, and it's giving a double discount to Contarius. So that might be. I mean, the players could sort that out with a ban, to be honest. Just ban Gaia and Oranos, respectively.
They could.
Maybe that.
Yeah, I mean,
if they're even worried about that.
There's the thing is, right? It's really strong. It's too strong. But
Right.
is it unbeatable? I mean, it's just a cavalry unit. Sure, it's cheap, but cavalry units can get really hard countered if someone's going to make nothing but Contarius. You can build nothing but spearmen and beat that, right? That even if they're trading a little bit better than they should normally, you're still going to be able to find an advantage. So even though it is a bug currently in the game, I think thinking about it like a bug is to your own detriment to a certain degree, because you still want to try and get better at the game, trying to like counter what your opponent's doing. And if you just lose because of like 15% discount extra, and that's the only thing you can chalk it up to your loss, then sure, you can maybe complain about it at that point. But I think 9 times out of 10, maybe even 99 times out of 100, your loss is not down to a 15% resource reduction on a unit.
Yeah, and it's been pointed out
lightly.
in the chat to me that I'm forgetting about the public update preview build that they might have provided to Red Bull separately. It's been shut down for us normies, but they might have it still.
Yep. Totally. Okay, let's talk a little bit now about god picks. There's 13 gods to pick from. We're in this draft world. This is totally new for most Age of Mythology players, most experts of Age of Mythology. Some are going to be fairly aware of it from playing Age of Empires 4, but it is kind of new. So the way that it all works for those of you playing at home is both players get to ban a god, and then player one, the upper seed, so probably Themista, it gets to pick the first god. And then Recon will pick 2 gods, but he can't pick the gods which Mr. has picked. No mirror matchups are allowed. Following that, it's going to be 2, 2, and 1, or whatever the actual, however math works. And then they get to pick from their pool of gods without knowing what their opponent's got. So they know their opponent's got 5 gods to pick from, and they have to pick the best god to beat all 5 of their whatever potential that their opponent can have.
Yes.
And we know how important counter gods are in Age Mythology, right? What are you expecting to see, Naka?
Quite so. Look, I'm thinking that if they're not playing on one of these patched builds, then they might not be even thinking about banning Gaia or Ranos, and they'll just be like, oh, the Mista really don't want to deal with his Zeus if I'm Recon, right? So just get rid of that. If you're Themista, you probably don't want to deal with Recon's Norse, which he has shown some great skills with. So, you know, those you can just get rid of off the bat. There's one ban available to both players. So whatever they feel is the other's strongest. They know each other very well too, so they can have more than an educated guess there.
Yeah.
So that's the bans. The picks, it's really map dependent in AOM still, I feel. It's not as brutal as in the original game, right? Like if you have a water map like Kurlagar, you don't necessarily have to play Greek in order to get your Scylla out and have your restoration. No, you can play without that and make use of the other factions, because everybody at least gets a naval myth unit. So you can fend that kind of stuff off. So I think those are the kind of considerations that you make. And, you know, if there's a map like Gold Rush, which might come into play again, then Isis might be a fantastic option, because in the Heroic Age, you basically have no excuse not to control the middle, especially considering that you have 2 gold mines back home. So that's a really good setup for that.
You're totally right on the map being ridiculously influential, right? Like if you pick a god that doesn't work, even if it's like the best god in the game, it might still suck on Mediterranean, for example. And that's a map that is pickable. Now, I know that both Themista and Recon both hate that map, so I wouldn't be surprised to see it get banned out. But I also know that Mr. has been fairly vocal, same with Recon, about how strong Isis is. Now, we haven't seen Isis have a lot of success on the ladder, but Recon's got 100% win rate with Isis on the ladder. Themista has got 100% win rate in games that he didn't intentionally throw on the ladder with Isis. And I honestly wouldn't be surprised if one of the players just says, you know what, I don't want to deal with that, let me get rid of it. And that's just going to be a throwaway ban for these players. CSD and is victorious. Fantastic.
Yeah, that's a free one then, and that means that AOM is coming soon.
Red Bull Wololo champions.
Totally.
Incredible
So
work from
best of 5 is
Sensei
now
there.
over.
Gonna
He
be
wins. This
securing his
guy's
second title in Red Bull.
upset, I think.
Bump to his teammate.
Everyone's
Well played,
happy.
series that final
You're at a
game.
castle playing Age of
Fireworks.
Empires. How could you not be?
Absolutely incredible moments.
How
You
could
see
you not be
Ron looked
happy?
like he was going to come back in, but I mean, these two, they played phenomenally. Yes, Shimsei, he lives up to the expectation here. He doesn't crack under the pressure, but can we just give
So many gamers.
Let's be completely honest. Imagine getting on a plane, being from Vietnam. This is where Age of Empires 1 is so big. Being from Vietnam, getting on a plane, flying to Spain,
He does it again.
Wow,
right?
Incredible
Going to a
series. It kinda
castle,
looked like a lot of the
and then
games were
playing
super
a
close, but
how old is that? Like a 30-year-old game. Yes, it's been relaunched in Definitive Edition, but a 30-year-old game.
Actually, that was an AoE
In front
2,
of-
Boit.
all about it. You can just see
That's the crazy
Pardon?
part. Like, this is AoE 1 in AoE 2.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it's double relaunched. Like,
Absolutely
that's
insane.
pretty much something.
Oh man.
But the
I have this-
oh wait, Chandler says that the entire tournament is in Vietnam only on the original modded game, except for this finals. But that was on the definitive edition. Yeah, okay, interesting. I didn't know that. So you know, there's this whole split in original AoE 1 where the community just goes, yeah, we're gonna keep playing the original game, no thanks. And, they do allow that for this tournament, and you know, only the finals for the eyeballs of the people is gonna be played on the definitive edition. Interesting.
I love it. Well, we'll have to wait and see how long it's going to take for the myth to start. Now, it was scheduled to start at 1600 GMT, I believe, which is in 30 minutes. Probably got a whole bunch of fun celebratory stuff here. Look at that trophy. Oh,
Damn, it's bigger than his
what,
head.
what does the mythology trophy look like? That's what I want to know.
It better be a Colossus or some other wonder.
True. Okay, we got a comment here from Constantine. We gotta ask about this right now. How much of a disadvantage is it to not be able to smoke while you're playing?
Themista has done it many times. It's
This is
it's gonna
true.
be
This
fine.
is true. He did get, what was it? He got second, right, in Red Bull Wololo Age of Empires 4.
Yeah.
The first, is that right?
I think so.
Yeah. So the big question is, can Recon survive Mr. trying to make him smoke? Maybe
Is
this is
that
not
what
friendly for
happened?
this. I don't know the stories. I've only read stuff behind the scenes. No one tells me nothing.
Oh.
What a time to be alive, though.
Yeah, I'm not sure Recon can take that. Like,
No.
Mr. is trained for this all his life.
That's right. Oh, I'm so excited. This is going to be such an insanely fun series. It's like, it's been, what, 20 years, 21 years, maybe, since the last serious S-tier Age Mythology tournament with WCG 2003 or something like that.
And then just fell off a cliff. Like, we waited for something like this for so long, Boyd.
Yeah.
There was a really dry period after that, actually. All the way until the existing AOM players kind of grew up and started having money of their own. And then we were kind of able to start relaunching. I think you were the first, actually, after the PK clan, that really kickstarted the tournament scene again,
no,
right?
Actually, the thing that kickstarted the AOM tournament scene again was a random. I don't want to say a random. I can't remember. I'm pretty sure I had to keep him anonymous. He didn't want to be told what the donation was, but he wanted us to title the tournament the Bill Gregg Open.
Right.
So he donated the money for that, and that kind of kickstarted the whole like, wow, we can run tournaments thing.
Nice.
And it actually kind of works even at this portion or this part of the game. So yeah, and like yourself as well, like making tournaments happen. It's been amazing that we can actually make a tournament scene happen, and I think the fact that that's happened is really helping this game right now kind of flourish. So huge thanks to all the support from everyone in the community to step up and make these sort of things happen. And it definitely can't be done with one person at all. So it's
No,
everyone
we
stepping
all have to play a part and then essentially create an ecosystem that drives itself forward by just the merit of the players, right? Like it really depends how much the players can entertain it. Depends on the caster, of course, as well. But you know, people mostly show up for the players to see what they can do in the game, to learn, to just be hyped in general. So we're just a thing to channel that further. But yeah, we really need the players, and now we have them. So now there's no excuse.
Well,
And in fact,
I mean,
we've
moving
got-
on from this though, we've also got not one follow-up tournament,
That's right.
not 2 follow-up tournaments, but 4 follow-up tournaments of this caliber coming over the next 6 months.
That's right. They're all confirmed, and one of them is in fact us. But first, EGC
That's correct.
is coming up next. But then we're doing Wrath of the Gods, and we can't really talk about it just yet. But stay tuned for teasers.
Yeah, just a little bit. Oh, okay.
There they are.
It's starting. Yes.
Oh, shall we see what
I
they're
can't
saying, Boit?
believe they disrespected the Mister's micro right now. Of course, he gets a full 10 for strategy. Oh my god. What do you think about this right now? What do you think? Recon's macro? What is this?
I don't know. I'm confused. But he's got the raccoon on his on his flag, so I'll tolerate it.
Oh, I wanted to see that for longer. All right, so I can't remember what all of the criteria were. Mister's micro is a 10. I don't care what anyone says. His micro is a 10.
Yeah, like, are you kidding
That's
me?
just how it is.
That has to be a 10. Like, he does not really
Mister's
make micro
macro-
mistakes.
Mister's macro is top tier. I don't
Right.
care what anyone says. Maybe not a 10. I can accept a 9 there. Strategy is obviously a 10. Multitasking from the Mister, I'm sorry. That's his bread and butter. That's what he does the best out of probably anyone in any out of anyone in Age of Mythology scene is his multitasking, in my opinion. If anything you want to take away from him, it's late game, but I don't even know if that's the case anymore because we haven't actually seen him get to the late game. Recon, on the other hand, I don't know what to say about his micro. His macro is insanely clean. Every single time I see him play, it's always coming out perfectly. His strategy, as far as I'm seeing, is perfectly clean. I think he's got exactly the same thought process and experience at this point in Age of Mythology as the Mister does. Maybe the Mystics can like inch out a point on him, but basically the entire playbook of the Mister Recon knows. So I don't know if that makes them the same or different.
But no, you're absolutely
But-
right, Boit. Like, you can't take away from his micro and multitasking. That's ridiculous.
No.
Strategy, you know, maybe someone like Magic is more strategic than him, right?
Maybe.
On
Yeah.
a good day.
Totally.
Magic did some
Totally.
weird stuff in this specific tournament, but typically he's more strategic than Mista. And Mista is more mechanical. But to take away his mechanical
if you-
score,
if you-
I just don't see it, dude.
Yeah, if you think about strategy as decision making, I think most people would put Magic as the most solid decision making player in Age of Mythology history. Whereas Mister is always, you're absolutely right, he's the mechanical god. I'm excited. This has got me excited. We got to see the scorecards. I want like a like a player card for like a, you know how you have those like basketball cards or baseball cards? We need Age Mythology cards.
Yeah,
for
just
the top players.
collectibles and then get people
That's right.
trading. That's right.
That's right. Oh dear. All right.
Quick
Well,
shout out for Chemo's raid. I really appreciate you.
nice one. All right. Well, I mean, the game's going to be. I don't actually know how much of a warm up they get to do beforehand. We get to see the Mythology retold. It's the $10,000 US. We're at the bottom, but we're fighting for it. Okay, at least we're here.
It's a step forward, definitely. And you know, to say for sure that we have 4 more events like this coming up, that's a pretty big deal, I think.
Yeah, totally. I mean, it's only gonna get more if everyone keeps watching, you know.
Yeah, like if these 4 events do better than expected, I think Microsoft will be like, okay, let's do another set but bigger. That's entirely on the table. And, you know, the player counts are looking better than AoE 3 Definitive Edition did. So that's a really good sign to start off.
100%. I mean, it's yeah. I mean, the game did actually. We have to give credit where credit's due. With all of the bugs that entail in modern game launches, I think that Age of Mythology has had an incredibly clean launch, and I think that's really helping push it to that next level. And I'm actually really grateful that the devs had managed to kind of do an exceptional job on that. So credit where credit's due.
Yeah, I'm sure you can complain about a few small things, but compared to the rest of the industry, and Retold is just, you know, almost a shining beacon, I want to say. There's definitely things to nitpick, but it's going forward in a really good way. There's a lot of updates already, and I'm sure they'll keep it going as well. And you know what? Maybe they'll sneak some teasers for the new Chinese DLC again. That's a comment I've had earlier in the chat. Maybe they'll do it. We've got so much coming, Boit. Like, it's not just going to be the Chinese. I'm sure there's going to be more than that. Because there's 2 DLCs already announced.
DLC. Yeah, we know there's a second DLC. And man, this changes. Honestly, with the inclusion of a brand new China and a brand new DLC, it actually changes everything for Mythology. Like, no longer do you have these 4 civs that we've played for so many years. It shakes up the picking phase of your tournaments. It shakes up the matchups. It increases the like amount of matchups by like I don't even know how do you do that math. It's instead of it just being 12 different types of matchups, you get 15. So 15 times 15, which is quite, and then 18 times 18. So many matchups. So much fun to come for Age of Mythology.
Yeah, there's this sheer act of learning the new content, Boit, that like in AOM, all the civs are so asymmetric, and on top of that, you've got the major god and minor god layers. So there's a lot to learn, a lot to explore, and I'm sure we're gonna have a ton of fun with that. I just hope we're gonna have the time for it. If the releases are too quick, then we're not gonna be able to figure it out in time.
Totally. I mean, the hard part is when a new civ comes out, you have to be like, oh, can I hear this?
Oh my dog, it's Recon.
I'm gonna unmute. We're gonna have a listen. Recon looks so sick.
We're religiously scrimming each other.
Yeah, it's quite funny actually.
Looks healthy to me.
The main practice partners for the qualifier, they played together basically every day, at every chance that they could.
Damn,
against each other.
that shot.
We saw that.
He looks confident.
Look, here's the thing. These guys, you're absolutely right. They were playing against each other probably every day, if not every day, every other day. No matter what the Mister was telling you about how much farming he's done, and he's definitely working very, very hard at the farm while this is all going on. But these guys were scrimming hard, and there's a reason why. Such a sexy beast.
He winked at us.
A little something there.
That's because
but
he knows
he's
he's fit and able.
Yeah, these guys have definitely put in a lot of work to get to the point that they're at the moment.
And then comes in and dominates in any scene he's a part of.
I mean, this is just the beginning, Naka. This is just the beginning. These guys are gonna be playing this game. I know they both love it. They've been very vocal about how good this game is. So they're gonna play they're gonna play it for many, many, many tournaments to come, and I'm excited to see how it all is going to shape out. And I'm also excited to see what the competition level is going to get to, given the lifespan of this game. 1 week, 2 weeks, 2 months. how strong these players were all going to start getting over that period.
I think we're going to look back on this in a few years, Boit, and it will be like everybody has improved so much. Oh my god, look at the pick and ban physical phase.
All right.
Okay, we gotta watch this.
I feel like we need to listen in.
Agreed.
When I was talking to these players, they do have some differences of opinions. You know, one of the main things I'm looking for is
is that a ban?
Mr. Draft Zeus. That is just his
that's a
favorite
ban. Okay,
god.
Kilauger is out. I think we don't listen to the. We don't listen to the fit. I don't think we need it. They're doing the ban phase right now. Kilauger is out for the Themista. Makes enough sense and meta train. There's no surprises here. These guys hate water. It's not that water is bad, guys. It's just that they don't like it.
Yeah, you could do it at home. Nobody's stopping you. What's that?
Okay, so Megalopolis is picked. That's a pick, right? So
yes,
Kilauger is banned. Megalopolis is... I think the way that this works is they pick until there's nothing left, and then the last map they play first. Is that correct?
It's like randomized, actually.
Oh, okay. All right.
So between the last remaining maps, the map that they actually play is randomized, I think.
I see.
At least that's how it was in the qualifiers. They might have changed the rules.
I guess we'll have to wait and see. We don't know anything. That's fine. I don't need to know anything.
But regarding the gods, there's also, you know, the one ban and the rest of them are picks.
Yeah. All right. Well. Okay, so the Mister's picked.
Wait, that's not how Blue Lagoon looks. What is that? That's an AoE 1 thing.
That's right.
That's okay.
I like the Mirage pick. I like Mirage. Mirage is a great map. You know how you were saying before that it's maybe not the most aggressive? I think it's a little... I think it actually is quite aggressive because you've got 9 fishing ships that basically can't get touched. So you just get a huge amount of food economy in to do whatever you really want to do.
Unless you have Anubis in the game and you get the whole situation with... What is this? They've lost their marbles.
They have marbles and the marbles are coming down. The spectacle is real.
What is this? Sorry, I was going to say the sea snakes, Boit, they can ruin the fishing ships, and then you have to make ships to beat them. And that economy can be just used to get a town center for the other guy, because they didn't have to. They didn't have to spend on ships.
Ghost Lake is sitting on the Ghost Lake is sitting on the hill. What does that mean? Does that mean their first map is Ghost Lake? Oh, it is.
Yeah.
First map is Ghost Lake. They've got the icon wrong down the bottom. It's not a desert map. There's not a wall through the middle. It's basically Mediterranean, except the water is ice. Let's talk about it, Naka. What do you think? What's happening here? What's special about Ghost Lake?
Ghost Lake may have 2 gold mines to start with, but it's not guaranteed. So the Tor pick, is for the first match, or is that in his pool right now? Anyway, I don't know. You'd be really worried about gold starving if it's a 1 gold mine version of the map, because the gold mines spawn very far away from home. So that is something that you have to really consider.
Naka, Thor and Odin bans. Norse is out of here. I was expecting an Isis to be gone.
But there's Loki. Recon's really good at it.
No surprises here.
But Isis makes a lot of sense. Yeah, like, just pick it
There's no
quick.
surprises here, Naka. There's absolutely no surprises here. Of course, he's going to pick Isis. This is the god that he thinks is the best in the game. He's going to pick it every single time. And Recon, here's my opinion, right? Isis is very, very strong, but she has some very, very clear counters in Zeus, Poseidon. I think that Thor, though it's banned, is a great counter as well. I think that Uranus is a great counter as well. So there's lots of little tricks you can actually get away with to deal with that Isis. I think that Isis is Set is totally fine into Isis as well.
Yeah, it's pretty even matchup, that one.
Yeah, there's a lot of great matchups, but there's a lot of bad matchups against Isis as well. So Recon's got to be very, very careful to play around that. But back to Ghost Lake while everyone's going through. They're going through this really, really quickly, guys.
Not messing around.
Yes, there could be double gold mines. That's right. There could be double gold mines at the starting base. There could be 1 gold mine in the starting base. But the big part about Ghost Lake, which makes it very exciting, is that 2nd gold mine is really far away from the starting base. So it all comes down to kind of timing attacks and ensuring you have what's necessary to kind of defend that position or attack that position and get your advantage.
Boyd, I'm sorry to interrupt, but what is going on with Ra? Isn't it agreed by pretty much everybody that it's the worst god in the game?
No, Ra's amazing. Ra is
What?
actually, I think Ra is actually really, really good. The
Are you
fact
a
of the matter
hipster?
is, no,
What is
let
this?
me explain it. Let me explain it. This is where everyone's going wrong with Ra. Ra's bonuses are Migdol units, farms,
Mm-hmm.
and monument empower. And guess what? All of that stuff is a waste of time with Ra.
Oh my
Ra's
God.
actual bonus is that he's got. No, I'm actually 100% serious right now. Ra's actual bonus is that he's got Dar and he's got Sekhmet. Same too with Set. You can see Recon's got both of those gods. And I think he's
Right.
going to be attempting to abuse this
You want
as hard as he
slingers.
can. I think that divine
Aw.
damage slingers with whatchamacallit, Slings of the Sun, I think that's really strong. And I know that Recon knows this. He's been paying attention on the streams, and this is the recent difficulty that a lot of players are going to have had to deal with. So we'll see what Mysta's got in store. Mysta is the kind of player that probably knows this already, and he's going to have something prepped to beat it. Now, I'm here saying it's really strong, but that does not mean that it's going to be oppressive.
It's
to
not
someone who's thought about how
unbeatable.
to beat it.
A really good cavalry
Yes.
surround on them can absolutely melt them away, and it's no
Exactly.
problem at all. But divine damage on slingers is really impactful because it actually makes them not just tickle buildings and stuff like that. They can fight cavalry,
Yep.
they can fight infantry, especially with Slings of the Sun giving them the bonus damage against infantry. And on top of that, if it goes up against some Norse, then throwing axemen are just going to get deleted. Both bonus
100%,
damages apply.
100%. There is one thing though, is that with shifting sands, life gets really, really challenging. It's really hard to defend against everything. That's why there's so much, especially with Set, with the free vision as well to mix with shifting sands. You can literally attack anywhere on the map whenever you want. So Mysta's style of kind of like getting into the head or the brain of his opponent to try and predict what that opponent's going to do by using like scouting information and figuring all that out. Shifting sands kind of ruins that in a way, because it's like, oh, he's just got units in a place which I thought was completely defended. It's never going to be a possibility for the Mysta in against those two gods. But yeah, exciting.
Very.
What were the
Well-
other gods that were picked? We got kind of we got kind of obsessed with just the Ra pick, but there were some other picks in there.
It is the most exciting thing about it, to be honest. But yeah, there was Set, there was Isis, there was Zeus, there was Loki, and Asino Ranos. Was there Gaia?
So Mysta is Loki, Ra, Hades.
Hades, yes.
Poseidon, I think, was in there. Is that wrong?
Poseidon was in there, yes.
Okay, so like, Mysta wasn't Ra.
No,
Mysta
that
is
was
Isis,
Recon.
Poseidon, Loki, Freyr, Hades. Okay, let me copy and
Freyr,
paste
that's
this.
right, that's right.
Alright, okay, and then Recon was Zeus, Set, Ra, Uranus. Zeus, Set, Ra, Uranus. There's another one in Gaia. Okay.
What do you think about Freyr, Boyd? Like, Mysta had such a good performance with that. Oh, what? He likes the goats. We should call it Goat Lake, honestly. Like,
That's right, it should be good.
there's no ghosts, there's goats. But anyway, what do you think about Mysta's Freyr? He's done that in the qualifying rounds against Chemo, and he's set up such a beautiful boom with that, and he's just went mythic and nuked Chemo's army with it. That was so beautiful. You guys can definitely watch it on both of our channels. I'm pretty sure we both casted that. Oh well, you were the official stream, actually.
I definitely did something.
Yeah.
Okay, what do I think about? Well, in general, Freyr is a unkillable Norse god, which automatically gives Freyr an incredible advantage. What I mean by unkillable Norse god, he's got Gullenbursty and he's got Tempest, right? Both of these god powers make it really, really hard to kill Freyr. But what Freyr actually gains in his bonus with like the cheaper technologies, he also loses that in his bonus with the slower technologies. So there is a lot of time, or there are, I should say, a lot of timings you can hit that can really hurt a Freyr player more so than they might hurt a Thor player or a Loki player or a Odin player, just because those techs haven't actually come in time. But yeah, I do think that Freyr is really, really strong. I think the Mister's Freyr is really, really strong. And even though my Freyr sucks, I know that this is a strong god, and I know that Mister is going to show us how it's done.
It does take quite some practice to get used to all the different timings of that, so, you know,
Yeah.
no hard feelings about that. I'm just checking if this has a higher stream quality, but no, it's 1080p maximum. Sorry, guys. These two are very cuddly, by the way. They're about to destroy each other now.
Very true. I mean, they're very good friends. So, I mean, they talk every day. Well, I don't know if they've talked every day since they've become enemies or not, but
Enemies. Yeah.
no, they are. They're right now. They're enemies.
There can be only one.
Nonetheless,
We should have gotten.
they're gonna have to do some warming up on these computers, right?
Probably, but I've seen Recon playing earlier, so
Okay.
he was in game.
Yeah, this would be. I'm not gonna lie. I would be so absurdly nervous if I was playing in this castle right now. This would make. I already shake when I'm playing like serious games against serious opponents. And I know that. I know that if I was in this situation, I would be shaking.
Yeah,
But these guys, they kind of look pretty calm, pretty
They're-
cool, collected.
they're used to it from the other events. Like, this isn't their first time for sure. I think the first time will probably be kind of frightening like that, like you're saying. But
Yeah.
it's just different from playing an online event where you're at least in the comfort of your home. But this is epic, and there's a lot on the line, so let's see what they can do. I love the production of it all, by the way. Like, it's just
Yeah.
really nice. They even have the cameras for the face shots at the same time, so we'll be seeing them as they play.
Do you reckon these drones are live shots, or is it the shots they've already had and they're just putting it in as a?
It's a good question. There were
Looks like
other angles and other shots before, so they either pre-recorded. But there's the people moving, right?
That's true. There's definitely people in. What if it's a pre-recording? It's people were there.
Yeah, it's very recent. Worst case. Hey, they gave Mista maximum strategy, but not maximum micro. What? That should swap, I think.
I guess the like maybe the thought process is here that the maximum numbers only get to go to one player. And if we're honest, the maximum micro play in the Red Bull Age Mythology tournament, that was Vortex. Vortex had the best micro out of anyone, arguably. But Mista didn't get tested, in my opinion. So while it might, obviously Vortex had to use all of that micro, Mista's micro was just, oh, your army's out of position. I caught you. You're dead. Basically every single fight was that. He's just like, oh, I just caught you out. You're out of position. I killed you. Oh, you screwed up again. I got you. And it's like, there wasn't any need for him to micro. And I know he can. So I don't know. Oh, let's listen in.
Oh.
Practicing with Recon for this event and the previous event, and we have been practicing mostly together. I consider Recon like a really close friend of mine. We have been playing games together for like a decade. So meeting Recon in the finals is like I'm on top of a mountain with my friend. No matter who wins, we're both winners.
Oh,
that's great.
That's so wholesome. I love that.
Recon was there, right?
Recon's got, I'm gonna kill him.
That's exactly what we need to hear. Just contrast it.
I've got a feeling there's gonna be more idolization and even more.
Yeah, like here's something. I think that this card right here is disrespectful. I think Recon is insanely strong. Let's listen in.
Oh, there he is.
Super awesome to be here competing against the Themista again. Me and the Themista first met in the old Age of Mythology game back in about 2011. Time's flown by, and since then I've been to his wedding and been practice partners for a long time. I've been having a slightly hard time preparing for the finals since Mr. was my practice partner, and as soon as we both qualified, we stopped playing each other. I'm confident my strategies are really good. The only problem is Mr. knows all of them, so I'll have to switch things up a little bit. But at the same time, I know all of his. Hopefully I can get my revenge this time after the last one.
Let's go, Recon. I'm an underdog. I'm an underdog lover. Naka, I don't know about you. I want to see Recon perform here well.
I do want the 5 games, Boit, no matter what. I don't care who wins, honestly. Give me the 5 games. That's what I care about.
I know. Oh, it's exciting. Oh, we're having technical difficulties. Recon's unhappy. I'm unhappy for him. Fix the technical difficulties. Give Recon 25% handicap.
Yeah, that's a technical issue.
Yeah, we can talk about this a little bit. I've now had a little bit of experience. I didn't actually participate in the tournament, but I did get to play on a foreign setup, and I'm gonna go out there and say, guys, it's really, really hard playing on a different computer. Even if you got all of your hotkeys, even if you got all of your settings, any sort of difference from like table height to chair difference to mouse slightly playing up with a different mouse pad, all of this stuff can really contribute to put you off your game. Because really what you want is you want to be 100% focused in on the moment, and any little niggly thing that can come in, even, I'll give you a little story. When we played Count Von Count's Castle Cup on the last day, or the tournament was over, we actually did a little pairs thing where he swapped, we swapped every 3 minutes with another player. I partnered up with Joe, and we were using Joe's hotkeys, and I was just like, dude, this is literally impossible for me to do anything. Every time I touched the keyboard and the mouse, the score went down. Every time Joe touched the score of the mouse, the score went up. So it's really, really important to get these things right.
So here's the thing. If you swap a keyboard, I think that's the worst.
Yeah.
But
keyboard's challenge.
If you swap a mouse, that you can get used to relatively quickly, I think. But a keyboard, that takes weeks. The last time I swapped my keyboard, I was playing like crap for a week at least, and then I started to get comfortable.
No, I refuse to change keyboard. I'm just going to use this one till it either breaks or I die.
Yeah, and you know, one of the best things is that as long as you have some popular item, then you will be able to at least rebuy the same thing.
True. Oh god, I'm nervous for them. This game. Oh, and the Red Bull. The Red Bull is in the fridge. If they need one mid-game, they can just get up and grab it. Could you imagine the power move? I don't know if they're able to or not.
I'm pretty sure they can. That's why it's there, right?
Like, could you imagine the power move of mid-game just standing up and just grabbing a Red Bull?
No, you can't do that, I don't think. I also think they can't chat, actually. I recall something like this from the rules, like they can't write anything in the chat other than pause, please.
I see. Okay, well, I mean, that's fair enough. Yeah, they've got it. They're friends. This is the hard part, right? About being a tournament organizer. When you have like 2 friends playing, you want to like give them you give them the benefit of the doubt that they're going to be going on at 100%.
Yeah.
But there's always like this little niggly thing in the back of your mind, just going, whoa, what's happening here? But I know that these two are incredibly competitive, and there's not going to be any funny shenanigans going on behind them.
No. And Recon did say he might try to surprise Themista, but we'll see.
We will.
If they're not doing their standard strats, that's probably a good idea.
All right, we're gonna start a prediction up here in my channel. I don't know how long it'll be before the game starts, so I'm just gonna put it up maybe 5 minutes. I imagine we're gonna get started fairly soon, so let's put 5 minutes up and you guys can start voting. Go get those channel points.
We've done it at the same time, just to match it.
Whoa. What's happening? Something's happening. Yeah, change the screen, quick. All right, guys. All right, Naka. Predictions before this one starts. Let's go with what your predictions are. I know you've said you're hoping for a 5-game series, but realistically, who do you think's going to win? What's the score's going to be?
I'm really scared, Boit. Hold me. I'm scared of a 3-0 Themista.
All right. I am going to go out on a limb here and say it is impossible for Recon to lose in 3-0 because he's got both Set and Ra.
Okay.
If he plays those cleanly and he plays them well, I'm confident that he can find some wins here.
Mm-hmm.
Even against Themista. It's going to depend on the matchups, but I'm going to go with I want to go with a 3-2 to Themista just because Set and Ra are in Recon's hands. That's my justification. Might be off, but that's my prediction.
So it's all about the slingers to you.
Yeah, I think they're bonkers strong, and it's not just that. There's one other thing about Set and Ra that I did not mention that is possibly a little too strong, but it is what it is. We're not going to talk about it.
Yes, we'll find out. At least the Tot business was nerfed, so something like I don't know, Meteor.
That's not it, Naka. That's not it, Naka.
That's not it. Okay.
No.
Now I'm excited to find out what it is.
Well, we'll have to wait and see. But well, we've actually got no information on the patch, so we can't really talk about Gaia being broken or not. But the big thing is that, like I said, while I do think a 15% reduction in speed of cost more than it's supposed to for Poseidon Secret is big, I don't think it's a big enough bug to give Gaia that win rate boost that she received. I think that Gaia got much better because of the economic guild change, because of all of the cheaper upgrades she's getting from the economic guild, as well as they are just getting an overall buff with those Hesperids trees giving her 2 dryads. So I've got this. There's also another very, very strong strategy with Rhea as well. So I've got this feeling that if there is no bug here, I still think Gaia is a decent god. I still think she's a very, very strong god right now. And I guess we'll have to wait and see how Recon's gonna kind of deal with it, or use it, I should say, as the Mister's gonna have to deal with it. But I mean, the Mister's got some strong gods himself. He's got Isis, Poseidon, Loki, Freyr, Hades. These are like Loki. I think Loki's really, really good. I think
it is.
Hades is really, really good.
And you know, Mister plays.
I'm looking at this.
Sorry, go on.
Let's go on. I was just gonna say, I think that both of these players' god drafts are really, really strong.
Yeah. Absolutely. I mean, these are really the gods that you would want to be picking, and the banned gods, of course. Those would be probably higher up on the list. Yeah. But Mista's Loki is actually phenomenal. Like, he just really patiently waits out the early game while he gains some numbers. And the first opportunity he will take a very decisive fight leading up to the heroic age. And if he doesn't lose that one fight, if he goes heroic with an army lead, with flaming weapons, you're not going to stop him, basically. So Recon's job will be to avoid that. When he played against Chemo, Mr. showed exactly this on Megalopolis. So I'm expecting him to keep it for that map, because there's plenty of food there. There's lots of open space. You can't really wall off easily against Loki.
That's totally true. Any open map should... Well, actually, I mean, here's the thing. Any open map should favor Loki, but there is the Set to worry about.
Yes.
I don't think you can take any fights against Set on an open map. I think you actually want a closed map with Loki against Set and Ra. Funnily enough, it's actually... I've got this... I've been playing Loki recently, Naka. I'm not going to give myself a shout out right now. I've got a 100% win rate with Loki on the ladder. And
nice.
I actually got a higher rating than the Mister did with 100%. So that makes me better than the Mister at playing the ladder. Not really. But there is a defensive Loki style, which I think is the correct way to play against Egyptian, that I don't think you can execute on those open maps. So I will have, like, obviously Loki good on open maps against everything else, but the Ra and the Set, I would be a little scared to pick Loki there. There's a Medusa sitting in front of me right now. There is a Medusa sitting in. That's sick.
You can't just look at it like that. It's a good thing that Mista's face is covered.
That's true. That's true.
I think we're starting, Boit.
I think we're starting as well. I think we're going to be getting into it. Oh my god. We don't get any countdown. We just jump straight in. Is that what happens? I don't know. This is the first time I've ever done something like this. We're back to the main stage.
We're zooming in. It's happening.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, tables and chairs, I'm joined with Nakamura, RTS, as we are venturing in to the very first Asian Mythology Wololo. We've got Recon as Uranos. We've got Themista as Poseidon. Nakamura, what do you think about this?
Oh, I love this, Boit. Welcome everybody to this $10,000 decider match here in the finals. It's absolutely sick of Red Bull Wololo to do this. Wait, that is... we're actually starting late. They've been playing. So we're already like 1 minute 50 in as the stream starts. Poseidon on Ghost Lake is going to be a great pick, Boit, because look at the gold mines out there. If you're going to get your regenerating cavalry and they get to run amok there, it's going to be super difficult to secure additional gold mines. This is also a 1 gold mine Ghost Lake, which is extremely important. There's not much to fall back on. So I really like both of these picks. Lots of mobility, lots of potential to knock the other guy off of gold.
Yeah, I think this map is going to be really, really good here for Recon. The big reason is he's got those sky passages. The far walk time to get to that second gold mine is removed because of the sky passages, and he can just move all across the map and retreat away easily against any sort of raids. He can put a sky passage on one side of the map, a sky passage on the other side of the map, while also putting serious pressure onto the Mister's gold, who he doesn't have that kind of luxury. So I really like this. Plus, he's also got counter barracks Nakamura, which has got catapulties. What's the Mister's bonus here? Hippies. He's going for an insanely fast advance time, guys. Hermes is on the way right now. It's going to be a 3:15 advance time, but we're also seeing Recon. He's going through that Oceanus, and Mister, he is going for it already. He's getting that Atlanta out. This is about to get exciting.
Yeah, these two heroes, they could pick up relics. They could go and harass the citizens before Recon actually gets the advance. The oracles are getting picked off, which is a huge deal. That will really cut into the favor generation, so not too many myth units. Caladria would be, you know, your pick here to spam, of course, because getting your units fully healed up with the burst heal ability is huge, especially against a raiding guy that has regenerating units himself. So catapulties are going to be key, like you said. Mista will be thinking about either centaurs or hoplites to accompany that, but it's pretty easy to make a bunch of heroes, right?
It's already 2 oracles down.
Yeah,
Naka. That's 200 resources down the drain. This is the big advantage of Uranos, to get that free favor, and it's no longer free. There is 1 oracle hiding at the top of the map. We are going to be seeing a little bit of damage coming on to Recon right now, but Recon, he doesn't really need to care about this. He's got the Caladria. He can heal those units back up. He can get himself going. He's going to be getting some Terma out and some catapulties out to kick this game off to deal with the Centaur, but that Atlantis is a challenge as well, and the Mister is going to be asserting his multitasking dominance to kick this game off in a really, really big way.
Yeah, of course, the Caladria can fix this, but every act of moving a citizen does result in Recon just not gathering resources for that time. It's awkward. And, you know, he does have 5 people on food, but if Mista can knock them off before he has the requirement for the next villager, it's going to hurt. There's a lot of great relics as well around, like the Chariot of Cybele with the additional lions that could be spawned from that. That would be very nice to see.
Double Caladria out right now. A little bit of an early attack or a pacifier onto the Centaur. The Catapulty heroes not going to be able to quite get onto that one to pick it off. You should be able to get some good damage actually by using that special ability. This is why a lot of players don't like playing aggressive against Uranos here. But you're absolutely right. That relic with the golden lions, super, super helpful for the early game. In general, relics are really, really good in Age of Mythology, and having any sort of advantage there is going to be great. As we do see that Pegasus is out now for Themista. I'm not sure if he grabbed that technology, Winged Messenger, or not, but I know that he loves that technology.
It's a really
and
good
it gets
one.
him a free Pegasus, and it gets him that map hack, basically, right?
Yeah.
You get half of Odin's unique bonus in that technology. Is absolutely huge.
Just free Pegasus forever. I love that one too. It's so fun. But hey, these... Oh, what was that? A quick garrison in the tower to save walking time. It was super sick.
That was sick micro there. Give Recon another star. Give Recon another micro star.
Right now. Yeah, the cavalry unit does get saved, and Themista is going for a second town center, but he's gonna get Carnivora abused. Now let's see if Recon can follow this up, because it's not gonna destroy the town center, it's just damage.
This is absolutely huge. I'm not sure that there is a timing where, depending on how many villages your opponent has, you can actually kill this town center off just before it gets completed. And I think Recon missed this.
Yeah,
he definitely missed it. That's going to get up with 1,000 HP. Missed it by quite a bit there. And the heroes come back. So, I mean, if he dropped that down maybe 10 seconds earlier, Mr. would have lost those resources. But now Mr.'s 2 town centers. He's put light pressure onto Recon. I don't think Recon really took that much damage. In all honesty, because Recon advanced so late here in this game, I actually would put the advantage slightly in favor of Recon after all of that start. Though we have to kind of account for the fact that Recon did lose a couple of oracles. It's not going to be a big amount of influence right now, but mid-game, less chaos, less myth units. It's going to be a little bit of a challenge. Recon's grabbing a second town center. What do you think about this?
It's the only viable play. Like, he scouted that Themista is doing it and, you know, trying to punish it right now. While Themista is in a leading position in every way, I think the best play is actually to try to do it yourself. Because, hey, here's the big difference, Boit. On Recon's side, there's a nearby gold mine. And there's a sky passage bonus. He only needs to spend some favor on it. He can secure it. And he can get his villagers to go between the mines as well, if he makes 2. So
Totally.
I really like the choice from Recon to go and secure this, because the resources are right next door. The Themista's case is just not that easy. Look, the gold mine locations are so far from his side TC he just captured. What's he gonna do about that?
Well, this is the thing, right? I think Mr. kind of knows he's playing Greek. Greek has got the strongest army. That's just the case in Age Mythology. And he knows that if he can just take this game past 20 minutes being equal, there's almost nothing that Oranos can do to beat the army of the Greek player. So I think this is Mr.'s plan. He's going to continue to put light pressure on, poke. This is something he does so insanely well. He's now transitioning into hoplites because Recon is only making catapulties here.
Oh, yeah,
no more Millos. And this is a great transition. One of the biggest things about Age of Mythology Retold is that counter units matter. And I love that we're seeing this here from Themista, and he's going to be pushing in, trying to make a little bit of damage happen here onto these citizens that are over on this food. Recon has to retreat. A little bit of damage done. Mr. doesn't overcommit, but he does cause a reaction there from Recon.
Well, here's the big deal, though. He's going up heroic, and he's getting his text pre-queued beyond that as well. Never bothered to repair the TC. Why? Because he knows it's safe. Just go heroic instead, and with Curse, it will be possible to push up to the next gold mine, slap down a fortress or something to secure it once he starts worrying about the heroic age from Recon, which is going to be through Hyperion. That could be problematic, but given that Themista is going core units only, the damage from a Chaos wouldn't be that devastating. Chaos makes units fight themselves, right? For the opponent. And if you have counter units that counter each other, like Hippospis, for example, they will delete themselves. So you really gotta be wary of that.
Totally. Like, it's still the other big advantage of Chaos, even though it's like the units fighting each other, is that they can't move. You can't control them. So you can get surrounded. You can get pushed off in the location. I love this from Mr. already. Mr. knows he's got full map control. He knows Recon's playing defensive. He's on his second gold mine already. This is exactly what I talk about all the time. If you have map control, leave that home gold mine. Leave something for you to retreat back onto. Absolutely huge here for the Mr. But Recon's advanced already. Mr.'s advanced already. And this game is moving along very, very nicely. And you can see what Mr. is prioritizing right now. He's getting himself Shaft Mine. He's getting himself Bowsaw. This is going to be absolutely huge for him.
Wait, he is getting those Hippospis, so that could be a bit of a dangerous moment for him if the Chaos really catches him. But you can prepare for it in some ways. You pre-split your army a little bit. You spread formation when moving around. Chaos's radius isn't that huge, so knowing that it's in play is important.
Yeah. I mean, the big question right now for Recon is what units is Themista making? Right now, we know what he's making. He's making a pacifist. So the question right now should be, for him, he needs to figure that out, and he needs to make a very, very good choice straight away here as to what comp he needs to make, and he needs to start thinking about how he can apply pressure to Themista. He cannot just play a defensive game here for the entirety of the game as Uranus. We'll see how things are going to go as he now sees those pacifists joining into the fight.
That's right. The second group of units for Mista is still looking around the wood lines, expecting Recon to swap there, but I don't think that's going to happen. In fact, Mista grabbing the third TC now does secure this gold mine here that he's sneakily grabbed. Plus, he's mining the other gold mine anyway, so he's doing exactly what you said, just get out of there and you know, use that map control that he has while he has it, because it's not a guarantee that he keeps it here. Recon is pumping units himself. He's getting those serrated blades, which are going to add some bleeding damage to his Murmillo. There's not many Murmillos just yet. Is that really the right thing to do right now? Where's the Arcus? Kind of want to see those.
I'm looking at the Mister's army, thinking the Pacifist, Peltasts, Hippias, Mascontarius right now would be absolutely huge. You just got to hide it. That's the big important thing. If Mr. sees you doing this, he's going to react. He's going for a 4th town center, Naka. If this isn't greedy, I don't know what is. Recon's not behind right now.
This could be
a touch behind on villages, but
this could be a problem.
This is going to be huge.
But he does have ceasefire, Boit. This TC can be completed without any issue. But he doesn't choose to.
It could be, but then you don't have ceasefire. But then you don't have ceasefire for chaos, which is really, really big.
That's true. So maybe he wants to force the fight first. Now he's bringing everybody home. But you can see this little angling, this pre-split going on already. And Recon doesn't quite want to engage. He doesn't want to get surprised by those cavalry.
Yeah, absolutely not. The secret here to dealing with those sort of pre-splits is box formation. You get your units in a box, and then when the units all engage, you attack move, and you're going to be able to prevent the Hippias or the cavalry from diving in onto your like backline, your archers or your Carabalster or whatever. And that's kind of the secret to dealing with that. But Recon just going to be allowing the town center up, and now his heart has got to sink just a little bit here because he knows he's just given all the map control over to Themista.
Yeah, did you see that facial expression just now? Like he's not happy about this. He could, of course, you know, get out a bunch of destroyers and use sky passages to try and break that. But Mista is already expecting it, getting up some military academies. That's some, you know, unit generators right there. Oh wow.
Yep, and there's the chaos. There's the ceasefire, and the curse is down. And now Recon has got to retreat back. He's only got 6 favor in the bank. Chaos comes back online in about 3 minutes. 3 minutes is enough time here for the Mista to get not just full population on 4 town centers, but full population on 4 town centers plus fortified town centers. This is going to be really, really challenging here for Recon. Recon needs to react to this army composition, which Mista's making, or has already made. He's already committed to this, and get himself out some Contarius here. I don't see any other unit here that is going to be helping him in a big way right now against the force that Mista is now accumulating.
Yeah, there's 3 satyrs at least, which is not too bad, and that was a great shockwave, but is the army quality here high enough? With the satyrs shooting at the heroes, that's really not the best use, and there are other Nemean lions coming in from the Mista. He's queued up like 2 more, so they're about to arrive in a moment, and it looks like to me he's holding his own. The Mista is.
Yeah, it's looking like he's actually winning this fight. I mean, he did have that shockwave advantage at the start there. The population differential is pretty close. Military resource value is pretty close here. And Recon is not 100% sure if he wants to retreat or not at the moment. Satyr aren't actually getting targeted there, or maybe they were, as more units are going to come through. And now finally Recon says, all right, time to pull back. Mr. holds 4 town centers in a great spot. You can see the differential in population is only 10 here because Recon's got fortified town centers, Mister's got 4 town centers. And that's the difference. It's not a big difference. Anyways, go on.
Yeah, the Themista actually did destroy a palace there. It was off screen.
Yep.
But those hoplites that joined back after the fact, they did destroy a fortress. That's a pretty big deal. I mean, you do want to ultimately go mythic here as Recon and, you know, get some fire siphon out as to destroy town centers. It's the only way we could reliably do it, because against Hippos-Pist, the destroyers are just not going to cut it.
No. Recon goes for a big Sky Passage play here, but Mr. is reacting to this beautifully, and he says, if you're going to attack me, I'm going to attack you. Now, there is a Sky Passage for him to dive in, and he can pull back and kind of defend himself. Definitely doesn't want to lose his Sky Passage over there, but he's going to be able to kill off this town center. A lot of villagers going in onto that one there as well.
Ooh,
but this also means that out of there. This also means that Recon's going to not have any gold mines. He's not thinking about this from a gold mine perspective. He's going to be getting gold starved here very, very shortly, Nakamura.
Yeah, it's a huge disaster. He's really trying to get that other side done, and I think Themista has just lost his town center based on the minimap color. Maybe Recon can take that over and re-establish, but dude, his palace is getting wrecked. His army is on the other side of the map. There is no Sky Passage. He's saving up for some other god power, I think, resource-wise. And another citizen might get caught. Oh god, they're gonna get stunned.
Yeah, I mean, Recon's at 100 population villager-wise, so losing a couple of citizens here or there doesn't... It matters, don't get me wrong, but it's not game-ending. The big problem right now for Recon is he just doesn't have any resources in the bank, and his population is sitting at 150. And Mister's at 205.
Mista doesn't have to retake this TC. What he's doing right now, just printing army, sitting on 205 population, I think he's gonna be perfectly satisfied with this, right? And honestly, he could just go mythic at this point by just not spamming this many units, canceling some. You know, he has a fortress somewhere, I'm sure. Go mythic, get earthquake, destroy a TC. Pretty much end the game, right?
Yeah, totally. I mean, you can. There's so many ways to push this advantage right now for the Mr. But I think what Mr's going to be enjoying right now, and it is a big deal, is that he's mostly mined out that bottom gold mine, and the rest of the top gold mines are sitting probably 3,000 gold, but 4,000 gold remaining. And in that moment there, the Mr. takes the first game, and you see it on his face there. He is absolutely hype.
Yeah, he's fist pumping. He's in the zone, man. He wants to win. He says in a timid way that both of them are winners. He was kidding.
No, he is a killer, man. He's got two faces, the Mr. does. He's got the face that he says out loud, and he's got the face that's inside of him, and he is here for blood. And Recon, I was a solid performance. I liked the start. I liked the mid game. I didn't like the decision in Army when everything started happening, that he needs to be looking at that enemy composition and going, what do I build to beat this? Contarius were huge. I almost think he should have gone through Thea there. For the fact that he could go into Contarius, he could go into Arcus, and those Contarius can start running around the map and getting pressure. He had Catapultes out already. What does that mean? That means he's got an answer for the Prodromus that Mr. can't go into.
That's right. The option was available, so I'm a little confused as to why Recon didn't consider it. Maybe he just wanted to play fair, or he actually believes that those Satyr are the better way to go. I personally don't see it. We'll have to ask him after the fact, I think.
I think we'll have to ask him at some point. But first game goes to the Mr. Recon will probably not be super unhappy, to be completely honest, about losing with Uranus. While I think that Uranus is perfectly fine, perfectly strong, I know that a lot of players think that Poseidon is quite... Even though I don't think Poseidon's good, I think a lot of players consider Poseidon to be a very strong pick. But the big thing here is that Poseidon is now off the table, and that allows Set to shine. Poseidon is that god which Set can't function against. But now there's no Set. Set is a free pick whenever Recon wants now in the remaining the remainder of this draft.
If you're gonna burn a god here, let it be the Atlanteans. I'm thinking there's so many other good options around here, and to shed these guys, it's kind of acceptable. Yeah, go into those Egyptians, go into the other Greeks, and in Mista's case, the Norse. That's really, really strong and solid picks throughout the entire game length. Whereas Atlantean does fall off in that later stage. Definitely.
Yeah,
I always rant about Vortex being really good, right? Like, it's super cheap.
I think Vortex is amazing.
So that is a power spike. But eventually it does get to a point where it has limited utility. So gotta watch out for that moment.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing, right? I just to harp on that game just a little bit. I think one thing here that maybe both players didn't 100% consider, with that second talent center grab from Themista, yes, he's got Ceasefire. Yes, he's got Curse. But both of those god powers are needed, and we saw that there, to counter that first Chaos. A one talent center all-in from Recon on that game could have been absolutely game-ending for Themista there. Just on the fact that those gold mines are so far away. Sky passages on both sides of the map. You can raid both sides. It's impossible to kind of split and do that kind of Kavoth-style defense of go to this gold mine, now we go to this gold mine, now we go to this gold mine. It's not possible against those sky passages, but I think Recon just went maybe a little bit too safe in that one. Just to harp on it a little bit too long. And maybe that's something that Recon will be thinking about in that one at the end now, and he's going to try and apply something maybe a little bit different going into the next game. What do you think about that?
I'm just thinking about Electrum Bullets, Boit. That's all that fits in my brain. It's very small. I'm sorry. I just really want to see what they can do with that, and I totally expect that we're gonna have the ISIS pick from Themista soon, but it's loser's map pick now. So Recon is picking his map, and that is what I think will mostly determine the god pick. As we've discussed before, AOM is really heavy on this whole thing of, certain gods are playing better on certain maps, right? It's just how it is. You want to pick your god based on what map they perform best on. And it's so hard for me to predict without knowing the map pick.
Do we know what the map? We don't know what the map pick is, do we?
We're about to.
We're about to find out. Ghost Lake went to Themista, and I'm not sure how this draft works. Are the maps that are pickable Blue Lagoon, Alfheim? Oh, either Blue Lagoon or Alfheim is coming then.
That's right.
So we can talk about that.
Recon. So we can at least narrow it down. If it's Blue Lagoon, I would expect him to either play Set or Ra there, because it's it's kind of like Alfheim that it's closed, but there's more resources. So having a strong god with still the defensive capabilities of the map is just really nice as a combo. Yeah. I would expect a Set from Recon now on Blue Lagoon.
I mean, the hard part about this is I would want to save my Set for Megalopolis. Reason being is there's elephant spawns, rhino spawns there. Blue Lagoon, you can get those spawns, but you can also not. So you're gambling a little bit. There's always going to be like a rhino spawn somewhere, but it could be just a bunch of giraffes. It could be gazelles. It can be lions, which are pretty good as well. But really, I've seen Recon's Set. He loves the animal army. And I think this is, and even though they were nerfed, it's still free units. It's still something to use in your army. And he loves using them like that. So I'm fairly sure he's wanting to save that for a map which does benefit, but there's really not that many, to be honest. It's just Megalopolis, Blue Lagoon, maybe. You might be right about Ra being a pick here, but Ra is a little bit of a risky one in my estimate. The question is,
Right.
what's Mr. going to be picking?
Well, Mr.
That's
I think
more what I'm thinking.
He is gonna be probably saving his Loki for Megalopolis because there's just so much food there, and it's still really open. Unlike, let's say, Mirage, where you'd probably want to play Isis on Mirage. It's just very closed off. It's easy to secure your mines, and your single front push with ultimately Valley of the Kings will be just very, very nice. You get your water economy for free, and you can do an Ancestor's Eclipse on the enemy main. Those are some really nice factors going in Isis's favor.
Totally. I mean, it's a hard one. This is like I said, this is not something that Age of Mythology's had before. We haven't had drafts.
No.
So what's the right way to draft? What's the wrong way to draft? I don't even these two players are probably like the most experienced out of anyone in a drafting system playing Age of Empires 4, but Mythology is such a different game, and you have to trust your instincts on not only balance but matchup knowledge, and also then say, okay, what's every single possibility I'm going to be facing up in this next map? You have to go, all right, I'm going to pick Isis. If he picks Blue Lagoon, I'm picking Isis, and I'm going to be playing against now either Zeus, Set, Ra, Gaia, and you have to be prepared inside of yourself before the game gets started as to what you're going to be doing for every single one of those matchups at a really, really deep level. So yeah, it's gonna be exciting.
Absolutely.
I don't know. I don't know what we're gonna see. I can't predict it at the moment. I don't know what I would pick.
Well, in the past,
Maybe I pick Alfheim and go Ra. That seems like a fairly safe pick, but it's also a telegraph pick.
It is. You would expect it, and you'd be able to counter it with, let's say, an Isis, right? That's a rough matchup for Ra, in my opinion. But you're saying the Slingers might change that, so there's that.
I'm not 100% sure. It depends on how Mr. plays it. From what I know, Ra more than easily counters the fast mythic strategy, so it's not on the table. But Isis has got things like 2 town center fast heroic, 3 town center ideas against the no scouting Ra. Isis has got classical fight shenanigans that she can go for. She's got pretty much the whole arsenal that she can throw, and Ra doesn't have any way to scout what's coming his way. So yes, Ra can have the answers to everything, in my opinion, but knowing what's coming is the challenge. So we have to wait and see what's going to happen. Hopefully we don't see... I mean, of all the matchups I don't want to see I don't want to see Isis versus Ra. I don't want to see Isis versus Set. I want to see, Set taking out... For Recon, I want to see Set versus the Loki or the Freyr. I want to see Ra maybe against the Hades. I want to see Zeus versus the Isis if I'm playing from Recon's shoes right now. That's the matchups I'm really liking.
Yeah,
and Gaia maybe just in the backseat not being picked against any of these gods that Themista has.
I just quickly want to point out that in the past, we've not done this kind of format. Like, what we used to do was like, maybe you can't repick the same god, like just, no repeats. That was about the extent of the complexity, and we had like a fixed map pool and then loser picks next and whatever. Or maybe we would have a defined map set of this is the order you play them in. But nothing like this. This is such a greater complexity level, and it's the first time, so with the game being just not super explored, we have so many of these hypothetical situations that they could be encountering. They have to be thinking of everything, and they have to be practiced in all these matchups that we listed. So and potentially others, like they might surprise us. That's for sure.
Well, you're absolutely right. Like, you can say whatever you want. This game has got a grand total of 169 matchups. Now, you're not going to see that many matchups in Red Bull because of the no mirror matchups, but you have to be basically prepared for 169 matchups in Age of Mythology.
Yeah, because another tournament might allow them.
You think that these players have played 169 games more than played these matchups at least once so far? I mean, I would go out on a limb and say they might have played every single matchup one time. It takes a long time to get through 169 games.
Yeah.
It's a lot of games to get through, and they also have to master their god first. It's not just play each matchup one time and then you just know how the matchup goes. It's like, no, you gotta learn what the optimal strategies are for each god. You got to learn what the counter strategies are for each of those optimal strategies. You need to learn what the suboptimal strategy, metagaming strategies are for those gods to use in those other situations. There are a lot of variables that go into this, and I think at this stage in Age of Mythology Retold's life, the best thing you've got is theory crafting. But that's it. My monologue's over.
You're fine. You're fine. I'm just looking at the Pegasus, dude. I wonder if they got that for free or whether they bought the unit itself.
Well, Winged Messenger. So
I think it's got to
maybe
be.
Maybe they found the relic. The relic's in the castle.
Because we've had it before. It's just more economical to get the upgrade at this point.
Yep, that's true. You don't want to waste the walking time to get the relic. Just grab the upgrade.
Yep.
Actually, no, they're actually holding the relic in their hands and using it to fight because that's how you know a pro gamer.
Oh, the relic
pro gamers don't put.
Sorry, go on.
Pro gamers don't put relics in their temple. They just hold them in the
They just carry them. Yeah. You know, if the trophy was a relic, that would fit, I think.
True.
But I don't think it is. I think it's just a castle for them too.
Maybe you can put the relic in the castle, just like in Age of Empires 4. Works a little different. You get a super Pegasus.
That's right. Maybe you get a rock spawn. Wow, a rock relic. That's what everyone wants, right? I'm kidding.
Well, I'm sure we're going to be moving into this game very, very shortly. We are on Blue Lagoon, so you're actually right about that one. The serene beauty of cliffs and lagoons belies a fierce struggle for dominance. It's so amazing that this map is in the map pool.
Yes.
Because this is a map that actually wasn't made by any official devs. This is a fan-made map.
Well, Red Bull Rising is official now. But
yes.
That's besides the point.
It's beside the point. We played on this map before before Retold came through. What a time to be alive. We're going to be looking like we're jumping into this game very, very shortly here.
And the other maps must be coming soon, hopefully. There's many community maps.
I mean, there's actually so many maps that aren't in the ranked pool. They're actually really, really cool. I've played a couple of them in like random team games that I've played. Like The Unknown is really, really cool. It's kind of like competitive mega random. There's what was the other? There's Mount Olympus, or what? I don't think it's called Mount Olympus, but it's like that's the name. Maybe it is Mount Olympus. There's an Olympus type map where you kind of like at the top of a hill type thing, and you fight up into the middle of the map with a.
I really like
nice
that one. It has so many relics. I like all the maps with a lot of relics. I just like checking them and taking them home.
Yeah, anything to like make the game a little bit different, you know? Anything.
Damn, a fly is annoying Mista. That's that's unfair.
They're playing outdoors. I actually don't believe. I mean, of course they are. It's epic. It's Red Bull. It's a castle in Spain.
It's different.
It's El Reynado. It's something absolutely amazing. But yeah, that's a negative for sure. Look at these Rams just chilling. Is that the big trophy?
I think
does everyone just get the same trophy? Do you get to take the trophy home?
Between the different games, I'm sure they are getting the same one because it's all about the castle. It looks like. Hey, there's the drone.
True. Ooh, what are these seats? What are these empty seats doing here? Where's all the Myth fans?
That's right.
If I knew there was still tickets available.
You know, I think they would have probably mostly sold out, but people are just having a break for AOM here.
Yeah.
Because with AOM just getting the one match, which is unfortunate, I think that would be on the wish list for upgrading next time. There they are. Yeah, that would be on the wish list next time to have more than just the grand finals here. Maybe the semis as well. That would be fantastic.
I mean, if you ask me, I want to see 8 players at the castle. It's Myth deserves that. That's the level that these guys bring. It's incredibly high. 8 players at the castle. 3-day event.
I'd
Make
love
it
that.
happen.
I
Maybe
would
not
love
even
that.
at the castle. Maybe at like a temple in Greece.
A temple in
Maybe-
Greece?
Maybe
Great.
something as epic as that.
To everyone wondering what's going on, they clearly have some technical issues to sort out before they start the game. So give it a moment, please, and we'll get right in.
There's nothing you can do about this sort of technical stuff. It's gonna happen. It's part of the journey.
Yeah, these are not
and you
stable
just have to-
setups. Like, this is on the spot,
No.
right? They had to set it up like a few
Yeah.
days back.
Totally.
Did they just say soccer? I'm... Damn.
Are we going in? Oh,
This is the video game.
are we actually in? Oh, yeah. Okay.
We are.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, game number 2. In the bottom side of the map, in the blue color, circling around, looking epic. His name is Themista.
And
He's
on
one
the...
today in the red color. Oh, you go for it.
On the other side, we've got the guy in the red representing the raccoons. This is Recon playing as Zeus.
Oh, we have a Greek mirror here, Nakamura. It is currently 1-0 for Themista in this best of 5. He is 2 games from taking the trophy home and having his name immortalized as the first victor of an Age of Mythology Retold tournament. I'm excited about this one. We've got a very, very interesting matchup here. I love this matchup from the Zeus side here. We're seeing all the relics popping up. I'm not sure I've seen one that's really impacted much. I have Ornlu.
Not
What are you
really.
thinking? Anything good just yet? Not really.
No, I didn't care about the relics, honestly, here. They were kind of eh. But the matchup itself is cool. So Recon does have quite a bit of initiative here with Centaur plays that are, potentially able to at least hurt the villagers a little bit, at least cause a little bit of idle time, but you probably don't want to dive into the Sentinels. That's a little bit too much. So I like from Mythology that he's immediately just cast it. He's going to be safe. He's going to be 1 TC supposedly for a long, long time. It's difficult to secure a second TC in a Greek mirror because the other guy just goes H3 and kills you. So gonna be really wary of cavalry raids and centaurs, but as long as you have a tight build here and have your heroes out, I think it should be fine. It's not gonna be the case though. Athena is the pick for both sides. Minotaurs.
Yeah, you can kind of already see this, Naka. Like, these guys, they know each other so well. They're advancing this fast because they respect how much damage each of these players can do. Fast advances in Age of Mythology, there's one downside to it. If your opponent advances later and doesn't sustain enough damage, they're just in front and you're struggling. But these guys, they know how much stuff that each of them can do, and it's going to be an interesting one right now. We are seeing something a little bit odd here from Recon in that he hasn't dropped the storehouse just yet. So I have to kind of wait and see exactly what he's going to go for. He looks like both players are just going through Athena. So Recon is throwing away any sort of centaur advantage that he might have had. And I'm not sure what he's going for. Is he going for a town center? Both players going for a town center? Or is it just going to be a one base all in here?
I don't know.
Recon?
I think the town center is definitely a risky play if these Minotaurs catch the villagers out there. That can be really ugly, really fast, because in Retold, the Minotaur ability is actually AoE, so you can knock away several villagers. I wouldn't recommend it. That's why Recon is immediately going there to poke the bear, but I guess he's getting poked by those arrowheads.
Yeah, I'm actually Recon's getting himself a second Minotaur out already. This is a fast.
Wow.
Is this fast 3 Minotaurs? What are we seeing here? And we're actually seeing Mr. being very sneaky with his own Minotaur coming up to the top side of the map. He is looking to run into the main base of Recon and kill him while this is all going on.
Dude.
Is that a village center?
I think so. Spectator, please click it.
It's a village center. It's
It must be.
100% a village center, Nakamura. Mr. is an absolute madman. But the reason he's doing this is it just hard counters what Recon's doing. Recon spent so many resources on Minotaurs right now. He can't get into Mr. Space. Mr's got those Sentinels there, and he's trying to poke, and he is getting small amounts of damage done onto the Mr, but that's about it. And look at this right now for the Mr. He's getting himself Vaults of Erebus. He's going to have an infinite gold supply in his main base, or at least not infinite, but pretty big.
And okay, village centers are full cost, like a town center, right? That's definitely down the drain now, but he is still producing villagers, even though it's a little slower, and it's within the safety of the Sentinel group, so that's all a pretty big deal. Recon doesn't even have a hero out to counter that Minotaur. Oh my god.
Just bolt it. What do you... just Recon.
No, I guess he wants to save it for later. I'm not sure for what. He's looking for some opportunistic targets as well, but they don't exist.
Yeah. I mean, he's thinking about Achilles. He just wants to bolt Achilles because he's made these 3 Minotaur. That's all I can think of. But he doesn't lose anything. He takes a lot of damage from that headbutt. He's going to be searching around for that Minotaur here. As we see, Bull Minotaur is actually in for Recon. And these bad boys are quick. These bad boys do damage. They have a lot of HP. They can just walk in and sit underneath the town center and kill a lot of villagers here. But Mr. hasn't taken any damage just yet. His villager numbers are going to start skyrocketing.
Yes, indeed. We can already see the lead. Well, mostly see it. It's kind of covered by the scoreboard, but it's 28 to 25 villagers at the moment in favor of Mista, which is a pretty big deal. He's done a lot of health damage to these units as well. You know, during restoration, that could come back, of course, but there is a real opportunity here of actually just killing one of them. Once the hero's out,
the real question,
Achilles is coming.
The real question right now for Recon is what is his game plan now against the village center? Like you were saying before, that you can't really go for a second town center because you just died at the heroic age. But if Recon goes heroic age here, what happens? Mr. just gets to the heroic age himself.
Yes, so the village center,
that's not really an option.
It does change the situation entirely, and that's actually something I wasn't thinking about when I said that. So points for Mista, I guess. That's really nice to set up. And oh, you almost killed Jason. Wow.
I mean, he does still have restoration to get those Minotaurs back up. He is trying to out multitask the Mista on these attacks, but the Mista is defending incredibly well thus far. I don't think he's lost a single villager. Maybe Recon picks something at the top there with the other Minotaur, but the big problem for Recon right now is these low HP Minotaurs. And now we're seeing farms even coming up here for the Mista. He knows that all he has to do is defend, but this is a big investment into those farms, which Recon is not going to have to do. This does put Recon in front, but it gets Mr. the safety for his villagers to get food. And I don't know about you, but it kind of looks like to me, Mr. wants the heroic age, and he knows he doesn't need to leave his base.
He does. He wants some more food as well, but you know, partially berries, partially farms. This is pretty slow gathering, and he knows he needs to pull away those villagers whenever he can spot enemies coming his way. He's playing this hyper secure, just making sure that he gets as many villagers out of this as he can. He's pumping that economy, Boit, and 44 to 34 villagers is really speaking for itself at this point. Just a matter of getting to the required gold now, and he's got plenty of people there.
We are now seeing, though, Apollo coming through, and this is the thing. Apollo, fantastic. He's going to have Manticore. Manticore are going to be really strong. So you're seeing the Minotaur pushing, getting a little bit more damage done into the Ajax, almost taking that one out there. But with the Manticore comes a big weakness, and with Apollo comes a big weakness. There's not an offensive god here. I love this. He's going to heal all of his Minotaurs back up to full HP with Temple of Healing.
I hope
use every single inch of your god to get an advantage.
I love that.
Absolutely
too.
love.
It's so cool. Now both has been used, so this Achilles is going to be annoying, but hey, that upgrade is fantastic. Sometimes, however, it doesn't work immediately, so you might have to juggle it at that temple. A little worried about it. If it breaks for him right here. Oh, the Achilles could dive these units, Boit. One hit each.
He sees those low HP units and he's like, I know what you're doing. I don't want to allow it. If these Minotaur get back up to full HP, I mean, it's advantage for Recon for sure. This is a huge amount of resources for him to get back.
That's right.
Plus, he's playing around Curse in a big way here by having all of those myth units. But it does take a little bit of time for it to come out. We see the upgrade has now finished up and the Temple of Healing will start getting things going here. Hoplite's chasing around that Achilles. Recon is out onto a second gold mine. He's got no defenses on that one. Mister is still in the main base. And we are going to be seeing those immediate economic upgrades coming through as well. This is something that I've seen Mr. also prioritizing already in this series. So it's obviously something that get heroic gauge, get your upgrades going in. They're really, really strong.
I'm still worried about Curse, Boit. You know, it's HP based now, and
it's not HP based. It's based on resources. It's very different.
Resources, right.
Yeah,
I forgot. Okay. They did change it, right?
So
Sorry.
he's okay.
It used to be
he's okay.
HP based in the past. Now it's like resource damage based. So actually, the low HP units don't matter here, other than being possible to pick off. And the upgrade worked. Great.
The plan here for Recon is simple. It's get an unkillable army and gold starve. That's the plan. There's nothing else. How can he achieve this? Right now, he's got the scout checking out the third town center, and he can underworld from the bottom side of the map to the top side of the map to cover every single gold mine that the Mr. has. The way that Mr. was going to want to defend against this all in is to not be where the enemy army is, and that underworld has the potential to stop that. It just depends on how Recon is going to be able to use that to get the advantage. But a couple of Nemean lines out. This is going to be a little bit careful with them. And the units here, that's a lot of Minotaur Naka.
The hoplite number by itself is already impressive, but that amount of Minotaurs, Mr. is going to have to really pull a rabbit out of a hat in order to hold this. He's trying to push forward now. That's a great curse. He's bringing home all those piggies.
He doesn't. I don't think Recon's going to care about that though, because he's going to be able to continue massing out units. Doesn't have the population advantage, but I'd say he's got the population or the military advantage here in terms of resources spent. These Minotaurs are going to be really, really strong. He's pushing to get a huge amounts of villagers here. Restoration getting dropped down as well as the Minotaur trying to get as many villager kills as he possibly can. Chiron, Ajax, everything is still out. It looks like here for the Mr. Does the Mr. just win this fight or not is the big question.
It doesn't look like it, Boit. The heroes got surrounded by the hoplites doing a ton of damage, and actually the myth units damaging the heroes is not negligible here, despite their huge negative modifiers. I think Recon might be getting this done, but there is still the fortress to take down at that second gold mine, which Mr. just got up. But the economic advantage, a lot of that is gone. A lot of the villagers were idled here. There is still an advantage, though.
Totally. That's a huge economic disadvantage here now for the Mr. after getting all those villagers idled. But the big problem here for Recon is he didn't scout that gold mine. And this is the moment he needs to be pushing forward, not retreating back. As he's getting distracted by an Ajax and a Hades Shade, he needs to be on that top gold mine. He needs to be thinking about that underworld down to the bottom side of the map. And I mean, sure, he can pull back to his temple here, but why not just send a villager forward, put a forward temple down instead? This is the Mr. pulling something out of the hat here to distract at the moment. He should not be getting any value at the moment out of this Ajax. And I don't know what Recon's thinking, pulling his foot off the pedal here. He needs to be going full send.
He got
not retreating.
Too comfortable here for sure. Going back home to heal up is not as much of a value add this time as it was the first time. The units are still relatively healthy. He could have gone on to the fortress to try and fight it off. Look, these hoplites, they do have bonus damage against buildings. It's still 50%. And there's plenty of them.
It's not just the hoplites, Naka. Minotaur got crush damage as well, so they're going to be absolutely demolishing the fortress. And I mean, I guess the only plan here for Recon is going to be the hope that his myth unit numbers are going to be enough to kill off the rest of those human units of Mr. and translate that into a serious advantage here. But I think the Mystery is in a ridiculously good position right now.
Tending to
Minotaurs don't have
agree.
crush. I'm wrong. I'm wrong. Never mind. They've got high hack, so
Yeah, they are pretty strong in terms of attack stats. Also, you have to bear in mind that the Manticores here, if Recon can pump up those numbers. Oh my god, he's going Hera. Boyd, this could be absolutely a tragic end to the Themista's army and the gold mine at the same time. If Recon times his correctly, just needs to not lose his army. That's really the only thing. Getting out all the heroes now himself. The splash damage from the Manticores can absolutely carry as well. He should definitely get a third one once he's able to. And those Toxolis are no longer a threat at that point. And then you get your Lightning Storm in by that fortress. What's Mista supposed to do?
he's going Artemis.
It's a plus, but it doesn't hold his location. He can do some damage though.
No. No, he's going Artemis. There's only one town center for Recon. He's gonna have a Chimera. What? He's gonna have many Chimera. He's already got 150 population. I mean, what can Mr. do? He has to split his army up, I guess.
Which he
We'll have to wait and see. This is gonna be absolutely huge here. Whatever happens is gonna happen. Whatever happens is gonna happen. We're gonna see it live and in stereo.
Okay, that was pretty funny. I'll give it to you. Manticores are actually targeting the archers, but the lions are going to push them away, and Chiron is on the job as well. Recon might have hit an anti-timing before his Mythic Age hits in. He is, however, kind of retreating, soft retreating, and could re-trigger this fight momentarily, but really need Lightning Storm, man, for this one.
Yeah, I mean, I like the soft pressure, but I don't want him to engage. I want him to make sure that Mr. is sitting back, not putting pressure onto me as the one town center player. Look at this here. He knows what's coming. He knows what the size of this army is. He knows there's a lightning storm coming. He's going to garrison inside these fortresses. He's probably going to lose both of them, but all of his units will be very, very safe here. Lightning storm gets dropped down.
Artemis is reached as well, but first the units of the Themista are going to be blasted into smithereens, including the Chimera, pretty much immediately picked off without doing too much work. But hey, the fortresses remain standing. That's a big deal. Here comes the earthquake.
The fortress is still up. Earthquake going to be able to take this town center down. There is still that temple there to heal up all those villages underneath all of this. But Recon here, he is going full send onto these fortresses up onto this position. Mister's still got 3,500 resources remaining in those military units. Plus, he's got everything else. But the village is getting killed off of that gold mine there. There's no gold left for the Mister. No gold income for the Mister at the moment. He has to sell food and wood to get gold here to make units. But there's a whole bunch of top
Perseus.
at the top. You see Recon rebuilding it. Perseus is going to be huge here, Naka.
Look at that damage he does. My god, all of that divine damage is actually divine right now. The Myth units have no chance, and Recon gets cleaned up. Holy crap.
He denied. Match point
Naka,
already for the
that
current
was
king
that
of
was
Mythology.
Yeah, Recon
that was a
really had
perfect
something going there, but honestly,
transition from game one for Recon, in my opinion. He goes, all right, I wasn't aggressive enough in that second game. I'm going to go for a really aggressive game in game two here, but he just didn't commit on it. He wins a fight. He takes his foot off the pedal instead of full spam and go for villages, and he just gives Mister the time he needs to get the villages out. And I mean, it's easy to say this watching from behind, watching with omniscience, but you got to know when you're one town center and your opponent's two town center, the only way to find an advantage is to kill enemy villages. Mister's 2-0 now, Naka.
Yeah, this is what I was fearing earlier, Boyd. Like, this is now match point. Recon cannot lose another one, or he's second place. I mean, boo-hoo, he's still getting a lot of money, right? But you do want to win. So now he would have to reverse sweep in order to do so. That's a lot of pressure in a tournament environment, especially when you're there in person.
Now, Naka, we know the next map is going to be Alfheim. We know the Ra was definitely here to be picked on Alfheim, but Isis is still available for the Mister. Now, I think the Mister clearly wants that Isis for Mirage. I think that's that's why he picked Mirage. I think he's got that Isis pick there for Mirage. I think it's a really good pick there for it. But he doesn't have to do that. He can go Freya there. So not a big problem. But he wants the Isis for it. Do you go with Ra now, knowing that Isis is there and you're on match point as Recon? Or are you thinking maybe, let's try Set on Alfheim, let's try Gaia on Alfheim?
Well, Recon has to go Alfheim. That's his map pick, right? And he only has that left. Otherwise, we're going to miss us picks. And, you know, going for the Set there, it's probably the next best god in Recon's roster. He used up his Zeus, which is one of his best. He doesn't have any Norse this time. Mr. took them all. Here's the thing, guys. If your opponent picks one of the gods, you do not have access to that in this format. So Recon is actually really good with Norse, so that's kind of sucky for him at the moment, right? But he does have Set, and he's good with that too. There is where I would put my hopes if I'm him.
Are we having an intermission? Did the players leave the stage? Is that
They
what's
did.
happening here? I don't know.
Yeah, we're finished. Goodbye. Just a short break. They're gonna be right back. It's fine.
Throw it, get the towel.
Please no.
All right.
Yeah, the pressure is mounting, so requesting a personal break here makes a lot of sense for Recon. Just take a deep breath, go to the bathroom, have some water, come back, do a push-up, don't know, kick Themista in the shins, whatever it takes.
Yeah, that's totally the go. I mean, it's just, I mean, it's you got to look at this position and as Recon, take a deep breath and go. If Recon gets a chance to look at the recorded game there, I think he will realize immediately that he had an opportunity to win that game. His strategies are working. He's just not following through with it correctly. Maybe the first game, throw that one out to nerves, throw that one out to technical difficulties or whatever you want. Whatever puts your mind at ease. Second game, I think that Recon really needs to look at that and go, that was correct. I think Mr. made a mistake going for the village center. Mr.'s human. I can beat him. And he needs to take that knowledge. If he can, I don't know if he gets to look at the recording game or not, but he needs to take that knowledge and say, I'm going to use that. Mr. Human, I can take him out. Game 3 with whatever happens. Use the strategies prepared. Make it happen. Error 404. Mr. Human not found. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, quick intermission, guys. We're gonna be right back for more. Meanwhile, enjoy the castle business.
Right. I'm gonna have a quick break. I'm gonna grab some water. I'll be back.
Sounds good.
Taking it easy here. Some of them are sharpening their skills, honing their strategies, and as you can see, they are really locked in.
Locked in gamers.
And I tell you what, we've made sure the players feel right at home here in this area with the provision of their very own custom banners. Each one is unique for each player, and they're all extremely cool, but some are very creative indeed.
I just like the raccoon, man.
If you enjoyed this little peek behind the curtain at Red Bull Wololo, we've got plenty of other behind-the-scenes places to take you. Where exactly, you might ask?
Welcome back.
I'm back. I don't care about this guy's behind-the-scenes commentary. I'm sure he's great at what he does.
They are actually there, so this is not old footage anymore. They canceled the behind the scenes, and Recon's already checking his notes. He's got a Red Bull Wololo notepad. And it is in fact going to be
I wonder how much he's actually written. I wonder how much he's actually written in there. Like, you know that Mr.'s notebook is like really like filled to the brim. Like, Mr.'s gonna write everything down because I mean, I don't know how much of this is true or not, but I know that he's working a lot. I know that he works on a farm. I know that a lot of his day is spent on the farm, and then whatever other spare time he has, generally spent playing Age Mythology at the moment, right? I don't know how
this
much
time
that
around
is.
it's all of it.
So-
Like he's actually in one of the busier seasons still, but all his free time is going into this at the moment, and you know he's burning the candle at both ends at the moment. Yes.
Yeah.
Winters are more suitable for him to do this kind of business, and that's going to be great timing for our event actually. So I'm sure we'll see him there.
Yes. I think what I was trying to say or going to say is that Themista, it's important for him because he's already thought about it all. It's important for him to have what he'd thought about at the forefront of his brain when he goes in. That's why he's got all that stuff written down. He's got all the matchups possibilities, all of the strategies that he wants to do written down. This is my assumption. This is what I would do if I was trying to give myself the best chance of winning. Put everything down, every single possibility in the game, in my notebook, and try and make sure that I've at least got a theory, if not practiced on it, prepared for everything. And I wouldn't be surprised if Mister's got something similar to that.
It's definitely a good idea, or even if you're just looking at it from the improvement perspective, you don't necessarily have to make your flowcharts, but you can write down your biggest mistakes per matchup and just see what recurs and really hone in on those specific mistakes that keep happening to you. And then you eliminate them one by one. That's I think a really good process, especially for someone of the caliber of Mista who knows all the fundamentals, so he doesn't need to flowchart it all. He needs to focus on his mistakes, I think.
100%. Look, here's the thing. We actually got a question. I think it's a good question. Can you explain why Recon did not press with Siege and go in when he had the upper hand? Don't understand why he backed out there and from his attack when he was ahead. Couldn't he have Restoration when he went? So he did use Restoration, so he didn't have that for several minutes. Maybe, I think it's 3 minutes of recharge, I'm 100% sure. Plus he needs the favor for it. But yeah, I think his game plan should... I think the reason he backed off was because he valued getting Lightning Storm out to just give him the edge. He felt like he got enough of an advantage out of that attack that would let him get Mythic Age first. But we're going to be jumping into the game right now.
Yes, indeed. Let's do it.
Game number 3, ladies and gentlemen. In the right side of the map, in the red color, playing as Ra, his name is Recon.
And on the other side, currently can't see him, but there he is in the blue color. This is Themista.
And Naka, what can I say except for this was as telegraphed as possible. We are seeing a rematch here of Themista playing against Chemo, but with Recon now as Ra, Themista on Frep. This isn't the same Ra. This is a different Ra. This Ra has been significantly buffed. He now has berries that are gathering at the same rate as Hunt. He now has Tar, which is significantly buffed. And he's got a player very seasoned with Ra on playing Ra. Not saying Chemo wasn't, but I think Chemo's come into his element in the past week or so. And Recon, we'll see how he's going to go here. I've seen him playing Ra. He's had a lot of success with it on the ladder. I'm excited to see what he can come up with against the Mister's very, very scary Freya.
That's right. And, you know, even the Scarabs got actually fixed. So they just used to basically miss some damage, and that's now back. So maybe that is also something that could show its head. Especially if we're talking about Electrum Bullet plus Slings of the Slingers, who can actually take on both hero types of the Norse. With good micro, you could be keeping your Scarabs alive, especially if you've got Priests. And I'm going to reveal something now. If you put them on no attack stance and get them to heal, once they're done healing, they'll just heal something else. So that's, I think, a really interesting little trick that people aren't yet using. Maybe Recon knows.
Yeah, there's a couple of very, very fun what do you call it? Technical strategies with units you can do. Like you say, you can turn the priest on auto heal, and it can be very, very strong. You can also turn, for example, with Minotaur, you can turn off the Oh, sorry. Let's talk about the Cyclops one. That one's very fun.
Oh, yeah.
You pick up a villager. You can throw it at the feet of the Cyclops, and then you can whack it to kill the villager in one shot. So technically speaking, the Cyclops has actually got the one hit kill remaining in his arsenal with that throw on a villager, but you have to do a little bit of micro to make it happen.
Yeah, for sure. It's such a nice little boost as well, to be able to just target that thing. But hey, the classical age is coming in, Boit, and it's not going to be Pata from Recon. That's my big surprise, because Uller is a given essentially for Freya, right? I've not seen Freya getting picked very much. But
in this matchup, I think that Uller is much as a must, because you want that Asgardian Bastion to get placed down to defend against whatever is coming, making sure you don't get cheesed by anything. But yeah, we haven't seen that Freya ever. But Bast, yeah, I'm surprised to see Bast here, but Recon's going to be going for those Sphinx and trying to make a little bit of pressure happen here early.
Very interesting, because I actually thought that they're kind of weak, the Sphinxes are. Like, their normal attacks are great, but the tornadoes are eh. I'm really curious what the exact plan is. He did allow it to finish, so he's definitely going for something.
Well, I mean, this is the hard part for playing against Freya. Is, you know, the game, if it goes late, you're gonna have a bit of a trouble. You're gonna have trouble if you don't do any damage to Freya. You're gonna have trouble if you just sit back and do nothing. You really do need to make something happen here. You also can't really go for an attack on a town center, because your opponent can click Ghoul and Bursties. We are going to be seeing those Sphinx coming through. Her, so already in defensive position here, and we also see the Asgardian Bastion coming in. But Recon's going for a fast second town center here.
Ooh,
this is so good.
That is a good way to even out his resources. Otherwise, he would just have this giant gold bank to do not much with. So I do like the idea, but can he actually get away with it? Because, you know, Freya is pretty capable of doing the same thing.
Yeah. Oh my god.
He's walling it in.
Mythology is so good at this game. He's already got it all walled up. I'm pretty sure if Recon's paying attention, he can get out of here by just bashing down the wall. But
oh no, the
he needs to react.
No, he's stuck. The Draugr is gonna shoot through them, and I think the Hersiers with the snaring bonus there might be able to pick one off.
I think he's out. I think
there's more
units.
I think
he's out, but there's still going to be some more things coming through.
The Recon's fake. It's right there.
Made his life hard for him.
That's 2x. That's dead. Oh my goodness. And this is not a normal Sphinx point. This is already a Creo Sphinx, I'm pretty sure. So Recon has upgraded them. He should have just broken through the wall. He's getting SimCity blocked again. Okay.
I mean, okay, the Sphinx is going to be able to get out of here. This is something that I don't want to bring up Legacy too much here, but this is something that was possible in a really disgusting way on Legacy with with walls. But you see it here in Retold, and man, Recon gets absolutely punished for that. He's still going for the next tech. He's getting farms up already, and you know how much I hate early farms as Ra. And we already see a second town center behind walls coming through here for the Themista. The Themista's going to be playing a defensive game. He's going to be getting a huge amount of resources in to try and make this all work, as the Sphinx does get some damage, but he still has to retreat away here. Yes, Recon's got the second town center up first, but Nakamura, I'm here to tell you, Norse doesn't lose like they used to against Egyptian in the late game.
Oh no, not even close.
I think that this is going to be a really, really challenging one for Recon to work out.
That's right.
What can he do here?
Freya is like best positioned as well for that kind of situation, because you got the extra damage on your Hillfort units. So your Ballista are bonkers. And Ballista and Fire Giants are available, although you could technically go for the other stuff. You don't have to go hell in the Mythic Age, but yeah, you know, as the game progresses here, I would expect the good old Rock Giants from Themista just continuing to build up his economy throughout that. Like, Freya is defensive. You've got the Golem Bursty. If you get attacked by a bigger army, you can win a fight pretty much guaranteed. I think he should just continue doing what he's doing. consider thinking about a third town center if the game allows in the next age. But right now he's getting double armory and double upgrades from them because, well, guess what? The upgrades are cheaper, although they finish slower. So that's also a really good idea.
I mean, one thing here that Recon can consider. Goldmine is fort. It's a hill fort. Hill forts are strong. Don't get me wrong. The one thing you can consider here is that's the only real gold mine that Mister's got. At the top side of the map, there's a gold mine up there. Technically speaking right now, Recon does have map control. So you can start setting villages forward, walling in the map, making sure that Mister can't sneak any gold mines here, and going for some sort of an eclipse timing attack to try and find an advantage. Now he has to hit this before Aegir comes in. If he doesn't, then Tempest is going to be a big counter to that, and as I say that, Aegir's already clicked up. I'm sorry, Naka. I don't know what Recon can do. I've got one suggestion.
What's that?
Horus.
Is that the secret strat, Boit? Horus.
It's not a secret strat. It is a YOLO for max value to beat an unsuspecting opponent.
Mm-hmm.
Tornado is basically Lightning Storm from the beta.
Yeah, it can kill a lot of units or villagers, and you basically get a TC.
Exactly. Yeah, in retail, as far as I'm concerned, town centers don't matter. I don't care about town centers anymore. All I care about is making my opponent's population as low as possible.
Yeah.
And if I can kill off like 3,000 resources, 4,000 resources of an army with Tornado, that's the usage you want to be using it for. So we'll have to wait and see if this is something that Recon's going to go how to defend against it. But I think that's the best bet here for Recon. We'll see how it's going to go.
Yeah, and he's also going Sobek, so this is like definitely a later gamey setup. Mista will be probably reacting to a Locust Swarm. Like, we're not gonna expect anything tragic to happen there. But
this is okay. It's not a god power it's like a C tier god power at best, right?
Yeah.
That's not why you go Sobek. You go Sobek for Sun-Dried Mudbrick. You go Sobek for Dark Waters. Is that what it's called? For the Camel Rider upgrade. That's the reason. And maybe even for Pitsukos as well. So at the moment, Recon's building classical units. He's building slingers. I'm not sure why we're not seeing Sekhmet here.
Yeah, I'm also confused, but he is making the pistachios and he's getting their upgrade as well. So that's, obviously pretty nice there. The Rock is going to be looking for some way in, find some villagers maybe and get a good Locust, but that's really the best case scenario for this bird. There's nothing in it, so no harassment to be expected.
I think the idea here right now is Recon knows that the Themista likes his Rock Giants. Rock Giants are ridiculously strong. But guess what? Pistachios, as you call them, the Pitsukos, got with the recent buffs to Sobek. Divine damage. Huge raid here from the Themista as Recon gonna have to get out of there. He's trying to find pressure elsewhere, but man, Mister's base is completely protected. He's got all the walls up. He's in a perfect position right now.
Yeah, man, and the number of gold mines he's controlling is also looking pretty good. You did say that technically they're harassable by Recon, but he would actually have to get there. He's got a nice army here in the middle, though. So the Themista doesn't need to rush in and take that because, yeah, like you said, divine damage. The priests also do divine damage to Myth units. So I guess Egypt may be a lesser use case if there's plenty of priests, but gotta get there first.
Yeah, and Recon is missing Shifting Sands as well, so he can't even dodge the Aegir. He can't even dodge the Tempest.
Oh, that's right.
This thing is really, really strong. He will have Eclipse.
Oh, it is coming down.
The Tempest getting dropped down.
Oh, he's taunted. He can't even garrison against it now. That taunt is
We'll be able to garrison
after
the taunt. But yeah, this is going to be huge for the Themista. Recon needs to retreat back here. He still has that Eclipse. He could drop that down if he wants to. Some of his units are technically out of the Tempest here on the back, it looks like. But Mister's army is gigantic, Nakamura. Those raiding cavalry are pushing through, and Recon looks in a very, very challenging position. Locust gets dropped down. Eclipse gets dropped down. Can Recon hold here?
It was that whole idea to go horse, which I really liked about what you said, Boit, to get that tornado, to win a battle, but this is going the exact other way right now with Themista pushing in. The population of Recon is kinda holding on just barely, but at the very best, Recon managed to trade. He even had to get boiling oil for this one so that his fortress can do something. Now, if he can manage to go Mythic, which resources look the other way, it looks like Themista is gonna go Mythic, and he's probably gonna get the big nuke on him. If Recon could be first, then we would also have the follow-up of Avengers with another Eclipse, but he doesn't have the favor for that. Would be ideal to be first in these cases.
Right now, Recon's score. Right now, I don't know how much you can really grab from score here, but Recon's score is in a great spot. He's equal on villages. He's got the blast economy. He's getting elephants out. He's getting spearmen out. He's getting a great amount of units out. The thing is that he's behind on tech because he's playing against Frere. And he needs to get some damage done onto the economy to be able to catch up. Maybe he could just build up an unstoppable army here that Norse is just not going to be able to beat. That's a game plan. But we're going to have to wait and see if that's going to be possible right now. We're seeing a third town center coming through for Themista. I don't think Recon's going to be able to prevent that one here, but he might be able to push through and take it out really, really quickly. But that just means that Gullenbursi is going to be available on the front very, very shortly. Huge power spike to come for Themista very, very shortly. Yet again.
You've made a really good point earlier about the upgrade advantage that Themista has. You know, he actually completed all of the bronze upgrades in the armory. That's nuts. Recon has nothing. So this army is really big right now, which is great. Themista needs to back the hell off and let it build up, because right now, Recon coming in at 180 population is actually really scary. So if Themista can build up, then he's fine because of that upgrade lead. But Recon has gotten his act together. Right, this is great.
Right now, Nakamura, this game is in the hands of Recon. He's managed to prevent that town center from going up. He now has control of that those top gold mines, and we're seeing a town center going down on the bottom side of the map. I don't know how much Recon needs to care about that town center down the bottom of the map. He just needs gold control. If he can get that bottom side under control with a Migdol, and he can get that top side under control, he's going to be in a fantastic position. The question is, I don't know how much of the map Recon really knows about here. Remember, he's playing as Ra. Ra has some troubles, but Mister's not giving up just yet. He's getting himself that Frere's gift upgrade, which is going to boost the HP of his army up, and it's getting scarier and scarier for Recon upgrade-wise in this game.
Yeah, it still does look like we're really far away from any mythic advances, so Themista is kind of stuck with what he has, and what he has is a situation where he's housed. So Recon grabbing every single gold mine, exactly as you said, to gold starve, but there is a sneaky group in the bottom.
And this is the way in which every Age of Mythology player loses games. It's allowing that gold mine to come in. We see Gullenbursi coming down though. Mister is trying to distract here, while I'm pretty sure Recon is sending a raiding force down to that gold mine of chariot archers.
Oink,
Recon just
oink.
needs to pull back, not take too much damage, and he's going to be okay. We'll see how it's going to go.
He's going for the villagers with the Gullenbursi. That's amazing. Gotta run. just let this thing do its thing. You don't want to fight it.
Like, you can technically focus it down. It's only got 675 HP. I say only, but if you need range units to be able to kill it off without getting huge value here.
It's already killing the second Pistachio. Elephant's going down as well. And Mista is now trying to clean up a fortress. I'm not sure about attacking, but boiling oil is in play. So it's going to hurt his units quite a bit.
Yeah, boiling oil is it used to be a useless technology. It's not useless anymore. It's very, very strong. And after all is said and done, the Gullenbursi finally gets turned onto it. Will get taken out here, but Mister is still mining gold at the bottom of the map right now. But population-wise, Recon's still in front.
You could always eat the buildings. That's a great idea there with the rock giants. So, you know, Mista did get them out. And that means that he's spending wood on these units. That's a very abundant resource for now, unlike the gold. So I like that a lot. Taking down the talent center as well is a huge play. This could be his way back into the game. But man, Recon does not know about
all the raiding
those.
cavalry, Nakamura. all the raiding cavalry at the bottom of the map. The spearmen are going to come down here. Recon has got to be thinking. He's got eyes on all the gold. Where could Themista be getting gold from? That's something you're always going to be thinking. There's one location on the map and one location only. As Mr. is really pulling this game back from the brink right now. Recon's still at full population, but he needs to take another good fight here.
Dude, Boit, I think that Rock can't see them. That's such an unfortunate moment for Recon. He's got everything together except that. And now we might be at a critical point where there's so many throwing axemen that the infantry can just no longer touch them. You have to snipe them from range. And if you don't do so, if these units keep getting taunted, then the throwing axemen will kill even chariots.
Yeah, I mean, the chariots, they've got lower hack armor, so well, throwing axemen don't normally beat them. If they're not getting attacked by them, they will be able to kill them off eventually.
Another taunt goes through. Recon's army is just attacking the giants. It's definitely not the place you want to be in, especially because during the taunt, they actually get more armor.
Is it just me, or is Recon still rocking medium spearmen?
Those are medium. You are right. They're heavy. Even the chariots are just normal.
Recon's got to be thinking to himself right now. He's blown a really, really big lead. He still has got Reigns in the bank. And you do see those villagers are up onto this gold mine. The gold mine at the bottom of the map is going to be expiring fairly soon, but it's too little too late. Mister's now got full control of the center of the map. Those raiding cavalry are really, really strong. The rock giant mass is absolutely gigantic. Recon needs a ton of Pitsukos out to be able to deal with them. Plus, he also needs the priests out as well to help out. And we're now going to be seeing Mister's unleashed. His raids are going to be coming through. Recon's in a very, very tough position now.
He's starting to lose his villager lead, Boit, and Themista just at a 190 full population army here with the giants eating the buildings. You think they were weak, low health? No, they're going to get back to full. They are regaining health from this. And meanwhile, the throwing axemen are just annihilating the spearmen, who are at least heavy now, but still they're dying no matter what.
Yeah, and look at the queue right now for Themista. He is, I can't say that this is amazing macro, but he's got so many units in queue. He is not going to be dropping population ever in this game, as he is pushing through Recon and he is finding a way in this game. Now, I think we're going to be seeing a Red Bull champion. We'll see if Recon can hang out here for a little bit longer or not, but that is a huge amount of advantage now for Themista. He's got full bronze, he's got heavy cavalry, he's got heavy infantry, he's got his Migdala, his Hillfort up. He's going to be going with the gauge very, very shortly, which means, I mean, he can go whichever one he wants. He can go Hell, he can go for Vidar. It doesn't matter.
He's going for the explosive.
Even more.
The explosive finale, Boit. It's what's happening. Vidar is queued up, as all these units are obviously you know, pre-queued there for him. Essentially in AOM they can go up to 99% completeness. When something dies, they immediately pop out. So meanwhile, you're holding those resources, and your villagers, whatever they deposit, they don't go to new stuff because Mista was just saving up, right? Very easy this way at full population to suddenly age up. That's typically how it goes, but Rito did make it harder with the extra houses. Either way, Mista is gonna reach it, and he's backing off. He does not need to take a bad fight. He knows that he could potentially get the 3-0 here if he gets a huge cast done.
Well, I mean, this is the thing, Naka. We've seen it time and time again. Never, ever count a Norse player out of a game because they can throw it. Never, ever claim a Norse player as one until the resign has happened, because Norse players know how to throw better than most. We'll see if Themista can hold his nerve here. We're also seeing Osiris come through for Recon. Recon is literally playing this the complete opposite of what I thought he would here.
That's what makes it exciting, Boit. It's fine.
But Recon's still trying to grab food in the middle of the map. He's getting raided all over the place. He's only got gold mines at the top side of the map. The town center at the top, you're going to be going down very quickly as well. Town center is going to get killed off incredibly fast as those not Gulan-Dursis, those Bagrisi, is that what they're called? Can't remember.
Yeah, Bagrisi.
They tank. They tank, they get the HP back as they're killing buildings. Once you get that upgrade, it's really, really big.
Is that TC actually going to fall, or is Recon mass repair? Oh, it fell. Oh
With
man,
Bell, he's going to rebuild it straight up though.
that's unfortunate. Repairing is so good in Retold, by the way. Something we haven't talked about this whole stream. Empowered repair is bonkers, however. But here comes the big nuke. He's going for the gold miners, no, the villagers on the TC.
Going for the town center.
Boom.
That's a huge nuke there. The villagers all get erased, but look at the villager difference right now. It's 80 to 84. It's still close here, Nakamura, in terms of income. But now we've got the Misters Fafnir coming into the game. The Fafnir might not be the best unit here for him, to be honest. If there's enough units to take it out, that's just free gold for Recon, but it does take a while to kill that one off. And the Mister is still preventing Recon from getting himself that town center up.
Yeah, but what happened in the meantime was also Themista got himself fortified town centers, allowing him to now go up to, what, 235 population, right? And trying to get those spearmen in a taunt situation and then blasting them with the Fafnir, who has massive AoE as well as the scorching damage. That's really the dream fight he wants, but I'm surprised, Boit, that he didn't use that big boom on the units. Inferno can absolutely delete this, what we're looking at, so...
Exactly. There's one last chance here for Recon in this game, and it all comes down to his ability versus the Mister's ability, and that is getting max value out of Son of Osiris here. He hits like a truck, but if he gets caught out of position, it's over for him. So he needs to be very careful here. Rushing forward with those spearmen. The Son of Osiris is out in the middle of this fight here, as we are going to be seeing Recon attempting to hold this gold mine at the top of the map here. He needs gold to make units, but Mystery is at 220 population. More units are coming through. The Throw and Axeman targeting down the Son of Osiris. It's half HP, Nakamura.
There are so many raiding cavalry as well. They've taken out every single chariot. The Son of Osiris will be going down to these throwing axes just about. 1 health. There it is. And now the spearmen are next.
Yeah, Son of Osiris down. Army population 100 to 236. The Mister knows he has won and he celebrates. And that is the victory. The Mister is your Red Bull Wololo champion. Are you kidding me?
Wow, 3-0. I would not have expected that. I was fearing it, but expecting it, I wouldn't say he would have done. You know, Recon still got in second place. He is taking home a good chunk of money, but Themista has done it. He has not dropped a single game in this tournament or on the ladder as far as I can see. Is that right?
I mean, I'm speechless here. Like, undefeated, under pressure, 2 games in this series. I think that Recon had the winning. Like, if this was chess and he could see it, the game was over. But it's real-time strategy, the sneakiness from Mister, the ability to just stay in the game no matter what. If Mister was pushed off of that gold mine at the bottom of the map, if that was walled off, if Recon had done anything to prevent Mister from getting gold in that last game, that game was his. That game was his in a big way. But he just got baited in a way, and Mister claims that final win. What an insane series, Nakamura.
Yeah, Mister just shown world-class performance, really. He hasn't made any significant mistakes, if we're honest. It was a bit hairy in the Greek mirror, right? Like, that could have gone a different way, but he still had the nice economic lead throughout. And in this last one, it was really just one bad fight. And maybe targeting the mythic power differently, but those are minuscule. Like, I have nothing to add, man. Here's the interview. Let's see what he says.
Themista. And we're sending him back over to you guys, Killer Pigeon and Winston Waffles.
It's gonna have a
Thank
castle
you,
at home
Zoe.
now.
What a phenomenal occasion.
Alrighty.
As I said, folks, I hope this is the first of many. And I don't
Nakamura.
What
What can be said that hasn't already been said? I mean, we know Themista, we know Recon. I mean, I think if this series goes 7 games here, could have definitely been many games dropped by Themista. I don't want to take anything away from him. He played immaculately to win this, but there's going to be some very big tournaments coming up, and the questions are now going to have to start coming. Can he continue this dominance, or is someone going to get to a level that can challenge him? Genesis is coming very soon. Wrath of the Gods is around the corner. What do you reckon?
Well, I'm hoping that we're gonna get the bigger series sizes from now, especially in the semis and finals and stuff like that, so that we can really unpack what these players are capable of, how deep their god pool goes, stuff like that. In addition to that, I'm really curious in the last few weeks, because this has gone on for a long time, how have the other players adapted in that period? Because what about Vortex? What about Magic? What about these guys? Have they caught up now? I think it might be their time coming up. And these next events are going to give them the opportunity to show us. The balance will probably change. I'm pretty sure this public update build will drop soon. So some other gods might be more prevalent going forward. Maybe this whole Ra business gets a little bit more polished up a little bit by the players as well. Recon did some weird stuff here, so I think the Age of Ra might be actually on.
Recon, I'm not sure if Recon was like in his head about the fact that Mr. knows his playbook. And maybe he went a little bit too out of his playbook here. That the game, that the Zeus versus Hades game at the start, where he goes for the fastest 3 Minotaurs I've ever seen, followed by Labyrinth of Minos. That was insane. That was a really cool strategy. We're going to start seeing that strategy popping up on the ladder, I'm sure.
Yes.
Didn't work for him in the game, but boy, could it have worked for him if he just made the right decisions. Second game, what was the second game? I'm blanking. Help me.
That was the Greek Mirror, wasn't it?
Oh, the first game was on Ghost Lake. Well, you
Yes.
chalk that one up to nerves. I think that everyone knows Recon can play at a much higher level than he did there. We'll chalk it up to nerves.
Yeah, but
And
game 2, you
third
really
game
showed
here-
a strategy that could overtake the ladder now and just show its face again and again with those many Minotaurs. They're so fast as well once you upgrade them. Like it's completely nuts. If he just doesn't keep poking and lose the health early on, have some more commitment to it, then maybe he can actually pick off something. But what happened is he just kind of tested the towers and the Sentinels and Heroes, and it kind of hurt him over time. Then he was forced to go home and get that Temple of Healing, which is, by the way, dirt cheap. So I do think that's a really cool strategy if you can keep them alive. You have the speed for it, certainly. More of that. More of that.
I mean, we'll see. And we also, I'm upset not because Mr. won. I'm upset because we didn't get to see that game 4, that game 5. And I'm just like, you're just looking at these games going, Recon, just as one single thought different in the game of wall that off. Send a unit over there to see if there's anything on there, on that gold mine. It literally it changes this series from a sweep to game 4. Same thing with game 2. I mean, Themista realistically really could have been 1-2 in this series and having to fight for his life playing Loki Isis in the final 2 games.
Yeah, like I'm not certain. Do you think Themista would get his feathers rustled a little bit by that? If he does lose that Freyr game, because cutting off those villagers would have done it. The rock was freaking a second away from spotting them. Just one click, and this game is a different one.
Yeah, like you can patrol with the rock.
You can patrol with it. That's right.
It could be on both of the gold mines. But there's not even that much importance there. You can wall it off as well much earlier. Like I was saying earlier, he had map control. And what do you do with map control? Take more map control. Send a villager forward. Put a wall up. That is Age of Mythology 101. But Recon hasn't really been playing Legacy. He doesn't know the legacy strats, so to speak.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's something that he's missing, and he's going to have to add into his arsenal here. Those aggressive walls when you've got map control. That's how you play with the Sphinx. The Sphinx come in, they get the pressure. Ares kind of getting chased around, but while that's going on, you get the walls up and you claim control of the map. You prevent your opponent from getting anything or sneaking anything, and then you just squeeze on a position and you find the wins.
You know, that's a good point about Recon not having played Legacy for a million years. He's played AoE 4, and in AoE 4, how do you build? You kind of make a blob around your base. You do secure your gold mines just like here, but you don't make forward barracks when you're pushing to, you know, gain ground on unit train times, really. Because if they're closer to the front, then, you know, it takes less time for them to join the fight. You don't really do that as much in AoE 4. You can certainly try, but the unit train times are longer there. So it is a different mindset. There is a lot more active volleying required in AOM because they're so easy to destroy as well. Especially in Retold, where they're weaker and the tools to destroy them are better. Especially Siege got big buffs. They do AoE and stuff.
Yeah, well, it is what it is. We take that. I mean, credit where credit's due. Super well played series by Themista. He is the GOAT, and he proves it yet again how dominant he can be. He's like undefeated.
Someone stop him!
That speaks volumes. Next tournament, Genesis. It's called Genesis. They're trying to pretend like it's the first tournament. Maybe it is. Maybe it's not.
It's the first one for EGC. That's a fair thing to say. And then it's our turn. So you should follow Boit. You should follow myself. You should follow Iron Maiden, who's currently not with us, but he is with us in spirit. I think he's casting today as well.
Yodesla's going to be helping out with the tournament as well. So it's going to be a really fun tournament, and we're going to be able to see a lot of matchups of the top players. Oftentimes you see these tournaments they run and then and you don't get to see a whole different lot of matchups. So we're going to be able to give a little bit of format away. We're going to see a couple of matchups going on into this one. It's not going to be just not going to be anything too short. It's going to be a lot of fun. Nakamura, I don't know about you. I don't know if you want to watch Age of Empires 2 finals or not with me. But I think
not
I might.
Really. I swapped away from the screen already. There's not any reveals for AOM coming, I don't think. They are full AoE 2 mode now. So
yeah. I want to thank you for hanging out with me. Make sure you do follow him. He's got YouTube, Nakamura RTS. He's got Twitch. Is it Nakamura RTS as well?
Yeah, it's the same. I synced them up.
RTS. Make sure you follow him, send him a follow, and check him out when he's streaming. Very entertaining caster and deathmatch player as well. Super high level, so knows what he's talking about. Knows the game in and out. Anyways, thanks for hanging out with me.
That was great, Boit. I also given you the shout out in my Twitch chat, so everybody please go follow Boit if you haven't already. That would be a mistake if you haven't already done so. And I'll link you to the YouTube as well because I actually multi-stream.
So many skills. All right, Naka. I'll see you later. Bye for now.
See you, Boit. Thanks for joining. Bye. Right, that was great fun to hang with Boit a little bit. Do you guys wanna do a few more games at the end here? I think we can totally do it. See what happens. But first, link Boit to the YouTube peoples. There you go. There we go, and yeah, just figuring out what to do now. What do we do now? I've got some time to kill, so let's kill it real good. get in the game. I think I'm just gonna play some standard. But yeah, that was shockingly short. Just a best of 5 and basically immediately ends. I'll do like a handful bonus games and then we'll do a swap to Spellforce, I think, as usual. Now let me see if this little mod that I've got, does this actually work in ranked, or do I have to turn it off? Oh, come on, dude. All this mod does is make the menu neat on the left. I gotta turn it off. Well, let's do it then. And let's appear along with the chat. Where am I? Here I am. Okay, so I want to turn this off. There. And then restart. Do I have information about the new gods? No. It's coming soon, TM. They didn't say when it's coming. So we're just gonna have to wait a long time, I think. Probably months. Because if they don't announce the time, it's probably months, right? Not days or weeks. And yeah, we're going to ranked standard. And we'll fight for it. We'll fight for some points. Do that for like 2-3 matches. I'm time traveler. Right, legend. That's... you got it. Why not? Hey Merguez, what's up? What's our rank at the moment? I think I'm like 1420. That's not terrible. That's really not too bad. Gotta pump it higher though. Was hoping for a date for the DLC, right? That would have been nice. Hey Iron Maiden, what's up? Hope you had a good stream, man. That was a hell of a finals. Unfortunate that it only went for 3 games, but it is what it is. Alright, we can pull these in. Bonked it real good. What was my elo? 1480. No, 1420, I think. Sorry. Not terribly high. Gotta work on it. See ya, Maiden. Unfortunately, you can't stick around today, but you must be a busy man. We've got a mirror matchup to start off with. Did you miss the finals? Yes. But since you're on YouTube, Peyote, you can just go back in the live stream and find a good timestamp. About like 40 or 50 minutes in, we were already casting the finals, so don't have to go too far into the past. I give this boy another second here, and then we pull in the next one. Nearly ready for the temple. It should be a pretty clean setup with 15 villagers, just housing ourselves and going H2 here. You know, this is enough food there, so. Just do a forced drop off. Very good, get Athena. Do the recon strat, I like that a lot, actually. The 4th villager on the wood. Oh, there's more rhinos, crazy. You make the house. Make it. And we could probably use a 3rd villager on gold, I think, right? If we want extra Minotaurs, we are gonna need that. The hero out, Tale of Cerberus for more Myth unit special attacks. I'll take that, actually. Sounds great. And then I hope 2 on favor are enough. I think Recon might have used 3 actually. Let's set up for that later. 2 is definitely enough for now. Alright, you come home. Of course, the Zeus mirror is gonna work different. Oh god. It's a good find by him. That is a really good find indeed. Now let's see if we can get... Let's see if we can get a hero out next. What's that? Arrows of the Alpha. We don't really need to worry about that right now. But I really want this hero out. We don't have the food. Oh, we don't have the gold actually. There it is. Oh, catch them. Oh, come on. Well, idling him is good enough. I like that. 2 centaurs. That's a lot. Let's pre-queue this. It's like wood, right? Yep, but 20 favor. Ah, taking so much damage. Nope, actually cancel that guy. Okay. Patrol you, and there we go. He's gonna have to forfeit this spot, and then we can add in our hoplites. I'm having fun with this. Maybe too much. Damn, he's gonna get my hero. That was ugly. Nice, he got me good. Yeah, good job with the centaur defense there. You guys come home. I think we might need to stop this and just, you know, get chickens and shit. Because we have actually too much here. Get one more Minotaur out and then actually worry about this a little less. Oh god. Here come the centaurs. The housing situation in order. Ay. Well, we got a few pickoffs here. This wasn't so bad. But we really need to get heroic now. Sooner rather than later. Let's cancel that house. Let's get the armory going. Oh god! That's exactly what I wanted to avoid. Drop off, you fool. And then we pre-queue an Apollo. Get our nice heals in. We can get some extra minos out in the meantime. Okay. This is bad. You get away from this. Having to walk around here is awful. This is nearly done. Now we should have free reign, right? It's gonna be hard to control this. I think we're just gonna hold that spot. Oh god. My hoplites! Uncontrollable number of centaurs there. Too much on food. Need to swap over to the other resources. Why can't I click this storehouse? That's annoying. But alright, now our villagers are starting to drop off a little bit. Won't be able to fight the Minotaurs. Yeah, this isn't so bad. Get more hoplites. He doesn't have TCs, which is good. Oh, you used everything on that one villager? That's crazy, dude. Ah. I lost both my heroes. What? Who's getting them this shield upgrade? I don't want that. Got another centaur kill, that's great. But now we need some food, and we don't have map control, so this is bad. This is real bad, guys. If we can get that healing upgrade done soon, that would be great. Get him! Oh no, not good, not good. Need houses. Need them soon. He's very happily lurking here in my base. Why do I go Athena? I'm copying Recon. I'm trying to make it work. It's hard, as you might expect. Can this finish soon? Oh god, mean houses. Okay, time to push out once this finishes, of course. Everyone's healed. That's nice, but now we don't have defenses. That spot might be reachable. Why are the villagers here, man? We can make it, right? Just get out there. Hold here. I think we caught these cav. That's good. And if we can just lurk around here as well, that's great. Some more farming done. Need to find his damn gold mines. So let's start looking at that. I think that was a good pickoff there as well. To leave here. Come on, man. Of course, he has ceasefire. That is too many villagers on the job. I'm gonna come back and berry pick a bit. Get some medium hoplites. Yeah, he's gonna be ready for this as well. Time to head back. I think we could take that thing down. And we really need to get this farm upgrade. Ooh, he's coming in. Wow, I'm getting my villagers wrecked, dude. This is really not where I want to be. I'm in big trouble, guys. Why is my Temple of Healing not working? Get me the favor for a thing. Thanks. Holy shit, that's a lot of centaurs. Yeah, we can't stay here. I'm getting some throws done. We're in so much trouble. This is insane. Now, if we can get all the heroes done, that'll be super sick. Too many freaking centaurs, dude. Gotta stop making villagers so I can get my last hoplites out. And I'm probably dead. Yeah, he's too good. GG. Oh, this was bad. That was really bad. I tried. But he's too strong. Well, centaurs win still, I guess. Maybe this is just something you do against Hades, right? The centaurs just rip you a new one. This is brutal, dude. I don't know how you would take those down in this matchup, so... It is what it is. Go to the next one. Big rip. You know, maybe there's a world where you can kind of pressure a little harder and get the bolt on the enemy hero, but Hey, we completed the 6,500 follower goal on Twitch. That's nice. Upgrade towers and make more manticore? Maybe. That could work. Maybe that's better. Because you just kind of get the same kind of setup that the manticores have, but with stronger units, right? Hope you guys are having fun. Trying to find the game. Man, I can't believe still. I'm not over the fact that that was just a 3-game finals. I wasn't ready for that. And also, guys, I'm not sure I'll be doing this Balfour segment today after all. I'm a little bit tired. Got some work to do as well, so I might cut it short. I might do another 2 games here and then just raid meta plays. That's my RTS esports project. We're currently doing a Company of Heroes free tournament as this was going on, but I was like, okay, I'm not gonna help the team today. I'm gonna instead cast this finals for AOM. So I think that's what I will do. Make Naka play for 3 more hours. I don't think so today. I'll do 2 more games here. If they're 1.5 hours each, then I'll only do 1. Maybe I gotta get ready for the next week. AOM is like a stepchild. AoE 2 and AoE 4 are their babies. Well, AoE 4 didn't get more screen time than we did, so, you know. I do wish that AOM got the whole event properly, but that didn't happen, so. Alright, shall we try another Zeus here? I'm really into this Recon thing that he was doing. But he built a lot more than me, to be fair. And no hoplites until he advanced. Up against an Odin. Where it might work quite good, but probably not. This guy is no name. Centaur getting healed would be OP as well? Right. Oh. Didn't want that villager out there. Good luck, have fun, nameless person. I see the VIP request, I'll grant it after. But yeah, Odin's certainly doable. And we can just play Athena here, in fact. No relics? Where are they? Second hunt? Behind the TC, that's really nice. But then the gold mine will be hard to get, so something to watch out for. Thundercloud Shawl, that's not a bad one. Especially if I'm pressuring the other guy. We're gonna need a little bit longer for the temple. It's 150, right? Yeah. No worries. Zeus kind of does need that second villager on wood, which we didn't do. We will put it now. Nice, cow stealing. Pretty happy about that one. Should just put this guy here. The temple's late. This is so ugly. Alright, we'll start the villager and interrupt it. That's ugly, man. No worries. Don't do that at home. I haven't played in days, so it shows. Right, 4, 5 villagers from wood. That should be enough. We can put one on favor. There. Send them around the map, I think. Raven's coming. It's definitely not the place you want to be in. Wait, why isn't Jason making... Oh god! Look who forgot the house. I'm like, why isn't Jason making... Oh god. Well, this is why. It's a very late advance. Ooh, that's a great relic, I want it. Not gonna be pressuring hard at all. I got a hero out. No, if you put your villagers at the correct time on the resources, you don't need to get a house first. That's the whole point. Damn, I can't afford a freaking storehouse. Okay. If I didn't make that granary, I'd be in a better spot right now. No worries. Just force drop. Gotta get my villagers constant. And there's the drop off. Very good. This relic. We didn't get that? What? I sent you out. Oh man. We gotta be careful with what's going on here. That hero might be something to pick off. He's totally not ready to deal with me now. Because those are raiders. We can definitely do some work on those. Keep going. Doesn't have upgraded towers just yet, so we can definitely nick this one. It's a difficult engagement for him. Oh man, everyone's so good. Don't we have enough on gold? Guess not. To be fair, I really missed my timings in this one. Ah, he's surrounding my calf. Alright, we brought it back. Great. Now you guys can walk up to the chickens, right? Oh god, he's got more. A lot more. We're in trouble. Yeah, especially with this drying up. Ay ay ay. I have to get to the next gold mine soon. Well, can we actually get a Minotaur out? That would be kinda nice, wouldn't it? Especially if I can afford a second stable. Anytime now. We gotta keep an eye on his second gold mine situation, because we might actually be able to do something about it. More great halls. Nothing here. That's annoying. See if some sneaky... Ooh, that's good. 2 villager kills, that's great. Now we're running out of food sources, so that's not good. Especially with needing to secure more gold mines. Wait, what was this? Trojan. Nah, we don't care. You make houses, please. Ooh, here they are. Run, forest. Do we get this? My heroes are pretty weak. I don't know. Okay. You guys probably want to get back to work here. Gold mine. Holy shit. Am I actually winning here? Guys, I'm not sure I'm winning. Oh no. I mean, it was okay, right? Not bad. Got some kills, moved him off gold. This is good. Keep pumping. Let's hope. Very good. Of course, we don't want to bother with the choke points. That would be ugly. Why is this fucker stuck? Oh my god. What the hell? Somebody clip that for me. That's a bug, if I've ever seen one. Alright, there's too many people here. Let's get some farming going. A little less farming. Yeah, he's building up his army as well. Oh god. We don't want to engage here. That's for sure. Oh god. Oh, this is so frustrating. I don't have the stuff. I don't have what it takes here. Let's just leave. That is so frustrating right now. Oh my god. Now I don't have resources. Great. That was such an anti-timing for me to try and attack there. Alright, let him have it. Let him have it. You stupid villager, work. You can see it. Please tell me that's not an actual gap there. Can't afford the farms. Where are they going, man? Oh no. Go help. Oh no, it's gonna be destroyed. Why can't I get through now? Oh no. Okay, that sucked. And he's also heroic. He's gonna freeze my entire army, isn't he? Get Thracian horses, get the heavy cav, I guess.
Πρόσεχε, τέκτον, ταπεινός.
Έτοιμοι, βρυτόμος, βουνέ, τέκτον, βούλομαι, με μεταλλεύς.
Έστω, ναι, προφάνει.
Shit! Getting caught like that is really bad.
Λεφάνει. Έστω, βούλομαι.
Especially with the other Hydra not even done. Ah, this is a disaster, isn't it? Heavy cav is not moving. Please. Make that. No! What do I even do, man? He can just freeze them whenever he wants. He's trapped. We can kill them all. Damn it. The throwing axes are killing me, dude. This really needs to work. Rams are coming. I have no resources, no food, no nothing. Oh god. I'm dead. He's got frost. Oh, for fuck's sake. Alright, GG. Alright, I'm gonna give up. That's I'm too weak. I'm clearly too weak. Alright. It would have probably been better to just go Hoplite Toxotes in this game, or Hippicon Toxotes even. This did not work whatsoever. Like, it's a very hard composition for him to meet, right? But my decision, or rather indecision, to go heroic or make more units, that should have been an obvious decision to stay classical and make more units and win harder. Because I was winning here when he was running away from the gold mine, but then I was like, I'm gonna go heroic at the same time. No, have to press the advantage. Why am I avoiding Centaur play? Because I've done it a million times. Like, yeah, I can play Centaurs. But, you have to explore. Otherwise, you're just gonna be stuck doing the same thing forever, and then they nerf it, and then you have no idea what you're doing, so... the time is gonna come for that, I think. And Athena is good against Norse anyway, like... Having a strong restoration, it does pay off. So yeah, I don't want to do the same thing every single time, but okay. I've done my 2 games to round off the stream, and now I'm gonna send you guys to the MetaPlays channel, which is my RTS esports project. Do check it out. We're currently doing a Company of Heroes free tournament, and soon Age of Mythology, as we talked about with Boit, is also gonna be over there. So yeah, do check that out. Follow here if you haven't already, and I will see you the next time. Bye bye. Peace, everyone.